This is Heavyweight Hustle, Calvin Tankman. Tune in to Tru Heel Heat podcast. You won't be disappointed.
You already know what time it is, man. The young goat in the building. Make sure you tune in to Tru Heel Heat podcast.
Hello everyone, it's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at Tru Heel Heat. Yeah!
It is WrestleMania 39 Saturday. It's a lot to discuss. We're here an hour early because there's a lot of wrestling going down today. Like the last couple of days, we got NXT Stand and Deliver at 1 p.m. Eastern time. We got Ness trying to jump into my single intro because he's on CP time. We got all the news to talk about with Jon Moxley responding to CM Punk's IG post that we talked about last week. We got to talk about all the shows that have already went down with GCW's The Collective 2023, WrestleCon 2023, Multiverse United, ROH Supercard of Honor, plus much, much more. And of course, our final predictions for NXT Stand and Deliver and WrestleMania 39 nights 1 and 2. This is Tru Heel Heat 219. Let's get to it. Hello. It is me, your Tru Heel Phenom, SP3. We are live on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube and Facebook for Tru Heel Heat 219. Roads of Reigns comes to an end. We are here to discuss the latest wrestling news, including Jon Moxley responding and clapping back at CM Punk's IG post and sharing some rare criticism of All Elite Wrestling. Recap of this week in wrestling, and it's been a busy week. We had ROH Supercard of Honor last night with 3 absolutely fantastic Match of the Year candidates. You had AEW Dynamite with the return of Bryan Danielson coming home to the Blackpool Combat Club. Rampage, WWE Smackdown, Raw, NXT, ROH TV, Impact on Access TV, Impact New Japan, Multiverse United, GCW, Joey Janela's Spring Break 7 last night, Bloodsport 9, For the Culture, GCW versus DDT, DDT Goes Hollywood, preview and predictions for NXT Stand and Deliver, plus much, much more. You know it's Saturday, so you know we have the princess of all the true heels, the beautiful, the lovely, Miss Krssi Luv. How you doing this WrestleMania Saturday, Krssi?
Good morning, everybody. Happy WrestleMania Day. Whoop, whoop. And it's the first of the month. Wake up, everybody. Come on. Hey, peeps. What's going on? What's up, Ness? How y'all doing today? Good morning, peeps. I'm so excited.
Exactly. It's a very exciting time. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan, of course.
Yep.
And we got to have someone in the third chair with us. We decided to bring in one of the people that you know here on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel. Since we're hitting big numbers this week already, up to 5.51 thousand subscribers. So I brought in the man who's a part responsible for that. You see him every Tuesday on NX3. You see him on Thursday over on the Twitch channel on Tru Heel Heat Gaming with Blunt Impact. He is the three-time baby making champion. This is Ness.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
What's the deal? Very honored to be here on another episode of Tru Heel Heat. Excuse my tardiness. I thought we were starting at 10:15. You know, CPT. It happens here and there. But yeah, I'm glad to be here. You guys are going to see me a lot today and this weekend in general for all the watch-alongs. But WrestleMania Day, it's our Super Bowl, and I hope you guys are all here to have the fun, and I hope all these shows are going to be enjoyable.
Yep.
We got a lot to talk about.
A lot to talk about. Already the weekend has been great so far, in my opinion, especially with last night's Supercard of Honor. Krssi, I gotta mute you because there's a lot going on back there. But it's kids. It's understandable. It's Saturday morning and we're an hour early, so I understand.
Speaking of which, I can hear mine, but let me go close my door because I hear them about to come in the house.
I love it. I see people in the chat say we're on CP time. No, some people did realize that we were starting a little early. Our producer is not even here. I think he's still asleep and recovering from all the wrestling that we've already seen this past week already. We want to thank you all for joining us, of course, for another edition of Tru Heel Heat, even an hour early. Some of y'all joining us even earlier, and we appreciate that. Remember to show your appreciation back by dropping the thumbs up on this video. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, this is an interactive podcast, so we want to hear from all of you. So sound off in the live chat with your thoughts from this crazy week of professional wrestling, all the news and notes we're going to discuss, all the major shows that we're going to discuss. Sound off in the live chat because we want to hear from all of you. And of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to help the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel grow, a super chat donation is the best way to do that. Helps out the channel, helps out the contributors, and it will make sure that we highlight your comment on screen. We got CM in the chat saying CPT. It wasn't me. I was here on time. Krssi was here on time for once. Like, we were the host. We're here. Producer, not so much. And
don't do that. That's not nice. Hello, I'm not always late.
I can't say you can't call yourself a 24-hour king and then not show up 24 hours later.
Well, no, it's not him. It's
not Romeo.
It's Baby C. It's Baby C. Yeah.
Well,
He's even lighter than Romeo. So
I'll keep that dig of Romeo in my back pocket. I'm gonna have to use it for later eventually.
Now you're thinking. Romeo's not even awake to respond to that. We got the Negro Buck in the chat saying we're live, pal. Happy WrestleMania Saturday, everyone. We got Marcus Ryan in the chat saying what's up, Tru Heel Heat. We got Negro Buck. He's ready for Happy Mommy Mania, everyone. I just got the message from our producer. Oh shit. That's all he replied with. Marcus Ryan, you just want to say prayers go out to Dante Martin. Get well soon. We will definitely be talking about that during today's show. We got Annika, who's happy to see Ness in the building with us. We got Marcus Ryan, who shouted out one of the MVPs already of WrestleMania weekend, Elire del Vikingo, who had 2 Match of the Year candidates involving him. He is so good. He is indeed. We got Alan Banky. Don't worry, Alan, you don't have to apologize. He says, sorry, SP3, Krssi and Ness. I'm late. Just woke up. Hey, you're a lot earlier than our producer. That's all I can say. We got CM who says, I'm gonna blame SP3 regardless. I know you are.
That's right, girl.
Terrible.
It's fair. It's fair. It's fair. It's fair. I gotta lead by example. Gotta lead by example. They didn't blame, Smush Parker and Kwame Brown when the Lakers didn't play well in 2005, 2006. They always blame Kobe and Phil Jackson. I'm Phil Jackson. Krssi is Kobe. So she gets the blame secondary after the coach. You're not smushed, Ness. Don't worry. You're Lamar Odom because you do a lot of drugs.
I can do it just without the crack.
No, you didn't hear me. I said you do a lot of drugs and you fall asleep.
Yeah.
We got Kirk Folks in the chat saying welcome to WrestleMania. Yeah. We got saying I know Ness ain't talking.
One of the few times that I actually can, but we're gonna just for a second, we're gonna erase and ignore all the times that I've fallen asleep and haven't woken up. So yeah, just let me have that one. Just let me have it once.
Let him live. Let him live, y'all. This is a good question. Who has had more matches this weekend? You gotta throw Vikingo in this conversation because Vikingo was on ROH TV on Thursday. Then he was on the WrestleCon Super Show as well. Then yesterday he was on the ROH Supercard of Honor and Joey Janela's Spring Break. He's on the World on Lucha today. See, we already lost Krssi. See, I was talking too much, bigging Krssi up too much. We already lost the internet connection. Jeff Cobb, he was on Dynamite this week. He was on Bloodsport 9 in the opener. Then he went to WrestleCon Super Show for the 6-man tag with United Empire versus Time Machine. Then I think he was on ROH Supercard yesterday. What else was he on? Multiverse United on Thursday. But Speedball had 3 matches on Thursday. He went from the Bloodsport show because I was wondering why Coda and Speedball was so early in the show. It was because he had to jump in an Uber to go to WrestleCon Super Show to verse I think it's Erie from DDT, and then he faced Hiroshi
Did he make it on time?
Yeah, he made it to all his matches. He faced
Wow.
Hiroshi Tanahashi in the main event of Multiverse United. And then yesterday he was on the GCW versus DDT show, and he was on Joey Janela's Spring Break. That's a whole lot of wrestling for all those guys.
Yeah.
Credit to all of them.
And the week is not even over yet. We're just getting started.
I don't know how they do it. I asked Speedball how you do it, and he was just like, I just keep myself busy. I can keep myself busy.
They got that money, that Muna.
Get that money. CM saying now Ness ain't Lamar. He never marry OJ's daughter or do that much crack.
Well, we don't got to worry about the crack at all. I wouldn't mind getting that Kardashian money though. She would definitely be the breadwinner. I'd Kevin Federline.
Listen, right. It don't matter what daddy she have. She got the money. Don't even matter. And she gonna take good care of you for sure. All you gotta do is just do your part.
Yeah.
She don't ask for much.
She don't ask for much. I can
definitely do the bare minimum. I can definitely do the bare minimum.
That might be.
That's all she has. And she's clearly a great step mom. So you be perfectness.
Hey, bring my whole tribe.
That's right. And they're gonna blend right on in.
Yep.
Love it. Frantic World saying Vikingo had a match. Yeah, I said that on the ROH Go Home show. Yeah, he versus Blake Christian, which was one of the best TV matches of the week this week. We got Marcus Ryan who said Vikingo had to get a private jet. You're not catching no Uber in that LA traffic. I mean, I don't know how Speedball did it. I know Speedball don't got a jet, so I don't know how.
You know how much is the fuel a jet? Shoot.
Who you telling? Alan Bakey saying the real question is who will be the MVP of WrestleMania weekend? El Hijo del Vikingo or not the sex doll? You gotta say that name with your chest. Yoshihiko, one of the MVPs of WrestleMania weekend. We're going to talk about Yoshihiko and the week that Yoshihiko has had so far, stealing the show on everything. The fact that a doll has had some of WrestleMania weekend.
Jim Cornette's turning in his grave.
You know, Dutch Mantel, they actually showed him that in our Sports Kita chat, and he actually liked it. He was like, the main thing I'm always about. He was like, I'm not like this one of those old school thinkers of, oh, this can't be wrestling, this and that. He was like, Did the crowd respond? He was like, I watched the clip, the crowd respond, so I like it. He was like, hey, we need this doll to have wrestling clinics.
That's a great way of thinking that. It's like, oh, I'm going to change with the times. It's not. We don't have to stay in the past, you know. And the fact that he said that the crowd responded, did they like it? Nobody, mainly when we hear like these takes and stuff like that, they ignore all of that, you know. So hey, that's good.
Yeah, that's why Jim Cornette's got such a problem with the Young Bucks and the Orange Cassidys of the world. They're like, this is not wrestling, but the crowd's responding to it. I don't care. It's not what I was brought up on. But yeah. I like people like Dutch, who's been in the business for a while, but understands if the crowd responds, then it worked. That's the only gauge wrestling fans can have. Negro Buck, yes, it is. He says, is that the same blow up doll that Kota Ibushi wrestled? Yes, Yoshihiko. Say it with me. It's Yoshihiko. Yoshihiko. I learned the name after this weekend, after the match Yoshihiko had. And he also says we need more vets with Dutch mindset. I definitely agree. I definitely agree with you. But we got to shout out a couple of the people showing us love on our YouTube channel, Patreon, and on social media with our Tru Heel Roll Call, how we start off every edition of the Tru Heel Heat flagship podcast. Our top 3 conversation starters on the Tru Heels Facebook group page. You got Stewie Palmer, Alan Weinstein, and number 1 this week, once again, the Negro Buck, Nick Jackson. Our Patreon backers, we got Nick Jackson, Alan Weinstein, Vala B, Alex McCarthy, Professor Chris, Austin K, You My Boy Blue, Yachty, Robert, Steve, Antoine, 5th Generation Carney, Ladarius, John, aka WrestleScopes, Dan Snide, Kobe, Queen Monet, Dolores, John Martin, DJ Eric, and Beep Boop. Thank you so much for contributing to us over at patreon.com/Tru Heel Heat. We always appreciate the love, and Beep Boop is one of our newest members, so I appreciate you getting on board during WrestleMania week. And let's talk about WrestleMania week with this week's What We Missed. And we're going to start off with last night. In my opinion, one of the best wrestling shows of the year was last night. And no, I'm not talking about the Hall of Fame. No, I'm not talking about SmackDown. I'm talking about ROH Supercard of Honor, which had one of the most spectacular pay-per-view openers I can ever remember, as Amigo del Vikingo defeated Commander to retain the AAA Mega Championship. Some of the stuff they were pulling off was just unreal. We saw a rope walk into a power bomb. We saw a rope walk destroyer. It was just insanity. Commander with one of the greatest rope walk dives I ever seen. You had Vikingo with the 630 to the outside, and the table didn't break, or it even hurt even more to Commander, and then finally put it on with the 630. You had the Embassy pulling off a shocking result on this show, beating Metalik, AR Fox, and Blake Christian to retain the ROH 6-man tag team titles. We've been talking about it
on this card, obviously.
I did not do too well myself.
That makes three of us.
This was some BS right here today. Like, this is too much. Romeo, okay, first of all, this is a lot. Then he gives us a damn deadline. Like, I'll be busy, and I'll be sending messages. Sorry. I mean, I got it in on time. The last 2 months, thank God, but still.
This one was a surprising result because Brian Cage's contract is supposedly supposed to be done after this weekend.
I picked up the damn team.
That's why I picked them too.
I did too.
They set up. Tony Khan, call us.
But apparently, he's sticking around a little bit longer. We had Athena defeating Yuka Sakazaki in a really good bout to retain the ROH Women's World Championship. Wow, in probably the most surprising result of this entire show, for me especially. Samoa Joe defeated Mark Briscoe in what
Oh
was
my
a great,
God.
this was a great encounter, but it was such a heartbreaking loss. It was like the crowd was just so sad afterwards. You had Mark's kids in the front row crying.
What?
Oh, it's like, what are we doing,
Who
Tony
did
Khan?
this?
I know it's long-term storytelling,
Who
long-term
booked this
booking,
shit?
but Samoa Joe retains the ROH World Television Championship, showing some respect to Mark Briscoe out after the matchup.
Take
In
this
one of
card
the
off the books, please. This shouldn't even count. Like this, I need a recount. Like this is not fair. This is really not fair, guys.
in one of the craziest, wildest multi-team ladder matches I ever remember, we had the Lucha Bros won an absolutely insane reach for the sky ladder match to become the new ROH World Tag Team Champions. After the match, they celebrated with Mark Briscoe as well as FTR celebrating their win of the Tag Team Championships. Katsuyori Shibata made history by beating Wheeler Yuta to win the ROH Pure
Come
Championship.
on, man. This is some bullshit. I mean, this is trash on its finest of days.
It's not trash. This is a good result. I don't mind being wrong about this one because Shibata the wrestler winning
This
the
is
Pure
BS,
title
son.
made a bunch of sense. And then finally in the main event, you had Claudio Castagnoli defeating Eddie Kingston.
I got probably two of them shits right.
In a fantastic main event to retain the ROH World Championship. After the match, Wheeler Yuta came out and it looked like the BCC was about to jump Eddie Kingston when Katsuyori Shibata came out to have his back, and Eddie Kingston cut a profanity laced promo to end the show saying that he's not fucking going anywhere, and he says, Claudio, I'm gonna beat you. So more long-term storytelling, but man,
Sure.
oh man, this was a lot of shocking results. What do you think was probably the most heartbreaking or most shocking result of this entire show, Ness?
I definitely want to go with Mark losing, but I kind of get it. I'm going to be that guy. I know a lot of people will be like, "Oh, do it for Jay," but then there's going to be that other side that's like, "Oh, he only won it because
of his brother."
So like I totally understand that. But like you said, long-term storytelling, let him actually build up, because I felt like he was just thrown in the TV title picture and getting the shot just like literally out of nowhere. So actually just let him build it up, maybe get another run or get another shot later down the line if Joe's still champion or whoever the case may be at the next pay-per-view, and then it'll actually mean something a little bit more. So we'll see the chase. And then I don't even know if I want to mention this yet because we didn't talk about it. If you want to talk about heartbreaking, I don't know about heartbreaking, but some real breaking going on with Dante Martin in that spot. I didn't watch the show, but I seen that clip. My God, that hurt me.
I'll show it for Krssi Luv since you mentioned it here. That was the first news port of Supercard of Honor we were going to discuss, because during the Reach for the Sky ladder match, you had Dante Martin suffer what looked to be a very, very serious injury. During the Reach for the Sky ladder match on last night's show, Martin and Penta were fighting at the top of a ladder when Penta hit him with a Canadian Destroyer off a ladder bridge onto the outside, onto a stack of tables, but Martin came down ugly on his foot and hitting the floor flat.
Oh wait, is that backwards?
Yes, his lower leg looks to have snapped back in a full break. Tony Khan did provide an update on Dante
catch
Martin.
A fucking break, poor thing. Oh my God,
this tag team, this family, yes.
This is crazy.
He provided an update on the Top Flight member who suffered the serious injury. Khan addressed Martin's status during the post-media scrum, noting that he was sent to the hospital. He said he's at the hospital right now, and right before I came out here, I talked to Darius there and some other good friends. I hope to have a good update soon on Dante. I know he's in pain, but I wish him the best. Obviously, we're all praying for Dante. Dante's an amazing wrestler. Obviously, his brother has been through serious injuries and missed time, and we love Darius very much too, and we missed Darius when he was out, and I think Dante will probably be out of action for some time, and I look forward to now Darius taking the time to grow and learn from it. But Dante is somebody that's going to be with us for a very, 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 very long time. But man, it's like I think Top Flight might be the most unluckiest tag team of all time.
Yes.
Of all
I
time.
mean, they can't catch a damn break at all. These poor boys. Oh my goodness. Like, damn. I mean, ooh. I'm looking at the picture. I'm like, wait, is his leg back? Like, it looked like it turned. I'm happy I didn't see that. Certain things I'm just like, no. The last one was Penta, and when they did that match, I was like,
the arm. Yeah, his
arm.
arm.
No,
like this Reach for the Sky ladder match overachieved. First of all, like
really?
I thought it was a near 5-star matchup, but I had to lower my rating because that injury took me out of it completely. Thankfully, it was
messed up.
Thankfully, it was near the end of the matchup, so I couldn't take too much off of it. But it was a near perfect multi-man matchup. But anytime an injury like that happens, I can't say it's a perfect match because someone's career was changed during the course of that. But yeah, you combine that with the Mark Briscoe loss, with the Eddie Kingston loss. I don't know. There's going to be some people that have like a sour taste in their mouth after the show.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Eddie Kingston, I kind of figured that was going to happen.
We already knew that was going to happen. Like,
I mean, me myself, I was like, it's Eddie Kingston. He always
exactly.
We don't expect him to win. Like he's out here to get checks and just give a match.
But it was after the Mark Briscoe loss that I was like, are we really gonna have the top 2 baby faces here lose in big time title matches? And that's what we did. And I was like, yeah, I don't know if that was the best move. I don't know. You should have had one or the other, in my opinion. Yeah. I thought Eddie had a chance. I even put it out on Twitter afterwards. But man,
that's cute. That's cute.
It was a great show. Alan Banky saying ROH Supercard of Honor was really good. Annika said, I might have you get ROH, baby. We also got Frantic World who says Mark Briscoe is going for the world title next. I feel it. I would love that. That would be a great story. So if they're going to transition him to that, but I think the TV title, he has to chase that. And I think him beating Joe would be a great moment. And now people I feel are going to be even more invested in that journey for him. But yeah, Marcus, this was the most emotional moment of the night for me. Was during the matchup. Mark went to the corner and acted like he saw Jay and was going to tag him. That got me right in the feels. That was a tearjerker moment. But then when he realized Jay wasn't there, he fired up and made his comeback. That was a great storytelling in that match. That's what I said. That match was a great encounter. So it makes up for the fact that Mark did not win.
He probably did see his brother. Who knows?
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. We got Will Chisholm who says SP3. I bet Jimmy was happy Joe won. I blame him. Yes, Jimmy on AE Ramble was very adamant that he did not think Mark Briscoe should beat Samoa Joe.
And why did he say that?
Because he doesn't have a heart, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
He doesn't have a heart, and he was like, he was like, his brother passed away a long time ago. I was like, what are we talking about? It was like 2 months ago. What are we talking about? He has no heart, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to let everybody know. We got Alan Banky who says R.I.P. Damn, come on. Now you're wilding. We just talked about Jay Briscoe. Chill. He says these two guys can't catch a break. Nah, they definitely can't. We got Negro Buck who says, and after tonight, officially never picking Eddie Kingston to win anything ever again. I think the next time he gets a shot. Next time he gets a shot. That's it. That's the time.
You guys are so cute.
Why are you gonna do us like that? Annika says, dang, I can't be mad that Joe is still champ though. This is true. He deserved it after that matchup. We got
I guess so.
Frantic World who says the ladder match was really good, but yeah, that spot was not good. But I have some other matches that had messed up spot. Yeah, I mean there was some matches throughout the whole weekend so far that had some messed up spots for people who are giving it 5 stars, but it had messed up spots. But don't get me started on Romeo's star ratings. Those are worse than Dave Meltzer's. We got Vala B, who says Jimmy is a hater. This is true.
Leave Jimmy alone.
Really
Jimmy
feel.
just
This is true. It is what it is.
wait. Trinity was at ROH in the front row.
We get into that. We get into that.
I'm
Sis.
sorry.
Relax.
My bad. Okay, y'all still talking about Jimmy. Let's go.
I'm
He went to
moving
We got a
on.
long day.
ROH unveiled their new title designs for at Supercard of Honor on Friday.
Is that purple?
No, it just
I think
it's the light reflecting.
Oh,
off
I'm about
of
to
it. But
say.
I like the new title and the new logo on it. The company showed off their new title designs on the Supercard show as well as ROH TV on Honor Club. The new belts are silver with the world title side plates featuring the late Jay Briscoe hitting a Jade Driller, which I thought was a beautiful touch.
Oh, nice. Oh, cute.
And speaking of former ROH World Champions, one of the biggest news of the night from Supercard of Honor was Nigel McGuinness making his return to Ring of Honor, and he joined the commentary team for the event. I don't know if it's been confirmed if he's officially a part of the commentary team, but he fit in like a glove with Ian Riccaboni and Caprice Coleman playing the third heel role of the commentary team that is a little too babyface sometimes, so it needs that heel role in there. He did an excellent job on the show. You also had during the pre-show the Righteous of Vincent and Dutch made their return to ROH to confront Dark Order's Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, the two actually had a tryout with WWE a few months ago, but they were not signed at the time, but so far haven't been turned down. The original idea for the pair was to put them in a new faction with Bray Wyatt. At this time, it's said to be a wait and see situation, but we waited and see. They showed up at Ring of Honor, so they said, no, we're not playing flunkies to the guy who who's the greatest and then the bell rings performer of all time. No.
Yeah, man.
We'll go to Ring of Honor. They didn't get much of a reaction, but they still went to Ring of Honor. Hey, it is what it is. And since Krssi Luv was so anxious to talk about it,
sorry, did our Twitter, repost. Sorry, I scroll and then I see Trinity, and I'm like, oh, okay, hey girl,
Trinity Fatu, aka
looking like a whole snack out here in these streets.
The former Naomi was reportedly backstage at ROH Supercard of Honor on Friday. Both PW Insider and Fightful Select reported that Fatu was backstage at the pay-per-view, with Fightful noting that she watched the Athena versus Yuka Sakazaki ROH Women's Championship match up close. Fatu confirmed that she was done with WWE earlier this month, and Fightful also noted that Miro and some other AEW stars not used at the show were backstage at the event. Former MLW star EJ Nduka was also backstage at the show. But very interesting, Naomi backstage at Ring of Honor. Krssi Luv, do you think this is a sign that she might be thinking about making a move over to All Elite Wrestling?
I mean, listen, I wouldn't be mad at it. They can definitely use her over there. She can definitely go with the outsiders, or you can leave her just on ROH. And there's spots for her that can be done very well. She can be a top person that draws people in.
What about you, Ness?
I would love it. That would bring in the demographic that apparently Tony Khan hates. Because you know how
what
we know how we feel about Tony Khan post Big Swole, but I think everybody would just come running back if he did that signing. But if she did sign with AEW, I wouldn't see her on Ring of Honor. I mean, I'm pretty sure she would do some Ring of Honor stuff, but that's All Elite Wrestling right there. She's too big of a star. Not saying that Ring of Honor doesn't have the stars and stuff, but you got to get her on weekly television, not on
that's true.
service.
That's true.
First program, put her. She could be a new baddie until she's tired of being a baddie. She could be
her and Jade. Her and
Jade
were
together.
We're dancing with each other over at Wale Mania.
Oh, I wish I was there. Next year I'm gonna be there.
It's in Philly. That's
It's
a
in
bus
Philly.
trip. I was gonna ask you, Ness. I'm staying at your house. If you got an extra.
Oh, you're in Philly, Ness? Oh, it's over.
Out.
Okay, yeah, we go. Okay, I'm coming.
Yeah, it's a wrap. They gotta sleep somewhere else that weekend.
We in there. How's we doing Tru Heel Heat? That's gonna be on Tru Heel Heat next year. We all gonna be live together. There we go. There we go.
We record right from the crib.
Yeah, we pull up.
Make breakfast and all. Yeah, it's dope. Okay, we can talk about this later. Yeah. All right, it's over. I'm excited.
You got Krssi excited now. We got Krssi excited.
I gotta look for Airbnb now. Oh, it's over.
I will say though, Athena said during the post media scrum that Trinity was there to watch her matchup, and she's a friend of hers, and she does want to wrestle her. I will say, regardless of how you feel about any woman in wrestling right now, Athena might be the best women's champion in North America. Like the work she's been doing on Ring of Honor, the match last night with Yuka Sakazaki, the go home show against Emi Sakura, she keeps delivering time in and time out. This heel turn has been like, it has reignited her to the point of where she was when she was back in NXT back in like 2017, 2018.
When she was the champ, like, yeah, you see that same girl that we seen back then on NXT. And it's so unfortunate, like when she went up, when she was in WWE, she was on the main roster. They didn't give her any of this time. They kept her very stale. Like, you know, they could have had I swear, when people leave and then you see how much they are flourishing, you be like, damn, y'all had something and you did nothing with it. Like, it just sucks. Lacey Evans needs to go over there too.
Oh no. We don't. They're like no. We don't need her. We don't need
to go to Impact because there's nothing happening with her. Like they'll at least help her.
I mean,
I think they would help her.
I don't know if Impact want her, but
I mean, they probably don't. But I think that would do her some good.
Like, it would, but I don't know.
I'm just saying, like girls that do need help, you need to leave where you are because they're not helping you. You're just drowning, friends. You know. Sorry, not sorry.
I forgot all about Lacey Evans. They don't even do they even still showcase her at all?
Nope.
I mean, not
really. After the last no, they didn't do anything.
Nope. Sorry. Yes. We got Annika in the chat who says Trinity is a star, so I'm here for a company to truly give her the push she deserves. Yeah, she came off like a huge superstar when she was at Wale Mania. So I would love to see her in AEW, honestly. I would love it. I would love it so much. But yeah, some good stuff coming out of ROH Supercard of Honor. I just want to one more time just talk about how amazing was Vikingo versus Commander. That so far is my match of the weekend. I'm just gonna let it be known now. We gotta have 5 matches for the match of the week. You got some time because we got a lot of shows to get to, but we gotta have 5 matches, and I'm letting y'all know Vikingo and Commander is on it, and it won't probably be the first or last time I have Vikingo out of my 5 matches, because that match was insane. They were pulling off stuff that I did not think was possible, and once again, Vikingo was flawless. I feel like Vikingo is like a big arena type of performer because he's had matches, you know, in indie shows for GCW, even last night's Joey Janela's Spring Break, and not always does the moves he's trying to pull off go well there, but it seems like every time he's on an AEW and ROH, it's just flawless. It's so smooth, and he pulls off everything he attempts to do.
That's the crazy thing. My boy texted me, and because I didn't get to, I'm definitely gonna watch that match. But boy says like, "Yo, who's this Viking nigga?" And I'm like, telling him like, yeah, he's been wrestling for a couple of years, but he's like just now starting to get like recognition in the States. To the point where it's like national now, not just like on the indie stuff. And he's like, "Yo, bro, he's like really, really good." And I hope we do see more of him. I don't know the relationship. Far as these AAA, right? Yeah, AAA.
AAA and AEW apparently have repaired and fixed their relationship.
Okay, all right, so that's good. Sorry, so I would like to see them in just anywhere, like AEW, Impact. You know, Impact's the melting pot of wrestling, what we like to call it on Blunt Impact. So wherever he can get work, I would want to watch him. The dude's great. You guys know how much I love Lucha Libre, so I'm definitely gonna be checking that match out.
Absolutely, you need to. That is like Lucha Libre excellence with Commander. Commander was awesome as well. Frantic
Lucha
World.
Libre excellence. I love
It was. They had those fans
I love
in
that.
Cali saying chanting Lucha, Lucha, and not sarcastically like we used to do for Lucha House Party. Frantic World says, I love heel Athena. I'll get to Vala B's comment when we get to WWE. Don't worry, Vala B, I got you. We got Marcus Ryan who says, I want to see Vikingo versus AR Fox. That would be dope. AR Fox was the MVP of that 6-man tag team title match as well, just to mention him. And like I said, they had 3 absolutely fantastic matches at ROH Supercard of Honor, between the opener with Vikingo and Commander, the Reach for the Sky ladder match, and Claudio versus Eddie. All 3 of those matches delivered in their own way, where I wouldn't mind if anyone said any of those 3 were the match of the night. But let's get into AEW Dynamite from this week. AEW Dynamite, they did 833,000 viewers this week, so down significantly from last week's show that had Omega versus Vikingo. But the show did feature Kenny Omega defeating Jeff Cobb in an awesome matchup to retain the IWGP United States Championship. But everybody was talking about the post-match as the Blackpool Combat Club surrounded the ring to attack Omega, when none other than Bryan Danielson made his return. And it looked like Danielson was going to help Omega, but no, not today. Bryan then officially turned heel, kneeing Kenny in the face, putting him in the label lock, rejoining the BCC, and they all jumped Kenny as Bryan told Kenny Omega, "You're everything that's wrong with professional wrestling." I love this. I love this BCC Elite feud.
Yes.
Best thing on wrestling TV right now. Yes, I said it. Bloodline's been slowing down because we're coming to the end. We also had
I don't want it to though.
we also had Jungle Boy beating Matt Hardy. Post-match, AEW World Champion MJF came down for a promo exchange where he revealed his advice to Jungle Boy that he gave him after their Double or Nothing 2020 matchup about ditching his friends and caring about yourself. But Jack Perry wants to do it his way and doesn't want to wake up looking in the mirror hating himself like MJF does, which MJF called weak, and then brought up his girlfriend Anna Jay, also saying that he was weak between the knees. This led to a brawl with Jungle Boy standing tall, further building up the Four Pillars rivalry. You also had Ruby Soho beating Willow Nightingale in a good match. Post-match, the Outcasts attacked Willow until Riho and Sky Blue attempted to make the save but got overwhelmed by the numbers until AEW Women's World Champion Jamie Hayter made the real save, making her return to a huge pop and staring down with her opponent for next week, Riho, for the AEW Women's World Championship. And then finally in the main event, you had Adam Cole, baby, made his in-ring return to defeat Daniel Garcia in a solid main event. Post-match, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, came down to celebrate with her boyfriend, while Chris Jericho came down to get Garcia and teased a potential feud with Adam Cole coming from this. I thought it was another really, really good episode from AEW Dynamite, following up from last week's all-time show. Ness, what did you think about AEW Dynamite this week, and what would you say was the highlight of the show?
Definitely the highlight is Bryan returning and joining back up with the BCC. I'm conflicted and torn on this.
Did he leave though?
Well, he wasn't going to leave. But
he's not been involved with them, and they've kind of had the separation because he wanted to help William Regal, while the rest of them was just like, no, fuck Regal. He turned on
Monty. Fuck him. And then like that's the thing. Like he just had like a great babyface run against. Well, anybody's going to be a babyface against MJF. But then, like, they just immediately went back to him being heel. But it's heel. Heel Bryan is fucking top tier. So that's why I'm like in the middle. I'm upset, but I love it. It's I don't know. I'm still going to watch. I'm still going to be fully invested. But like you said, the BCC versus the Elite feud, and then there's so much intertwining with that it's starting to unravel with like Don Callis and Hangman and stuff like that. Also, damn, what else? I was just about to say something. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Jeff Cobb and Omega was.
Oh
great.
yeah, that's great,
that was an awesome
that
match.
was.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot. Also the damn, I forgot. Oh, maybe it'll come back to me.
What did you think about this week's AEW Dynamite? Miss Krssi Luv and Bryan Danielson coming home, as he said, to the Blackpool Combat Club.
I am here for every bit of it. I was very excited to see him come down, and not only I was like, oh, he not gonna help this dude. Like it's he gonna help his friends. Like that's his people's. Like it's more of them. You know, like it's better. They need to be leveled out and have them out, because once you add Hangman, that's when you have the equal amount of people. So I'm here for the whole like ROH-ish against these guys, AEW new-ish guys or whatever, but they always on ROH too. So still
BCC versus the Elite, basically.
Okay, fine, whatever. You want to be technical?
It ain't AEW. It's the Elite. They just don't fuck with the Elite.
Okay, all right, fine, whatever you want to say. But I'm here for it all. I loved it. I was happy to see the ending and like have like this that psychotic like grin on his face was amazing. Love it. Good shit.
I enjoyed the hell out of that angle. That was an excellent angle, just how it played out. Even with the fans saying no, when they figured out that Bryan was gonna turn heel. He was a babyface. He's been getting cheered like crazy. What are we talking about? Would you stop, please? Come on.
Who wouldn't be a babyface? Anybody, even other heels are babyfaces against MJF. Like it's MJF. Nobody
except for Sammy Guevara.
Well,
which I think Sammy should have his promo exchange with MJF this coming week, since it's in MJF land of Long Island.
I'll be there.
Oh, you will? Nice.
I'll be a chaperone.
Be our on-site correspondent. All right.
Sounds
there
good.
There you go. MJF Day. Get an MJF shirt and celebrate MJF Day.
They haven't been having really good stuff when you went to their shows.
No,
like
I made a whole post about that on Twitter, that they be slacking. Anytime I go to a AEW show, they don't have a good selection of the shirts.
Like the last one I went to, I was like, what was it? Grand Slam. Nothing was there. Like we had nothing. Trash. Throw it in the garbage. I was tired, and I went to like 3 stands. I was like, nah, son, this is ridiculous. And they all had the same shit at every stand.
Gotta have
no
thanks.
Stuff.
Come on.
They better. Y'all need to do better.
Do better. On a recent edition of the sessions with Renee Paquette, it was time to hear the other side of the story, as we have this week in the Young, the Restless, and the Punkless. As it was 3-time AEW World Champion Jon Moxley responding to the controversial Instagram post by CM Punk that we talked about on last week's show on if Jon wants to address the drama that has unfolded. He said, and I quote, "No, because nothing has unfolded. It's fucking annoying. Just because somebody says some stupid shit on social media, that's not news, but it is, and it ends up being the thing. I don't want to get dragged into this dumb shit. I could fucking unload on a lot of fucking people right now. I start getting dragged into this shit. It tempts me to do that, but I'm not gonna fucking sink to that level. On working AEW in 2022 without a contract, Moxley said, I will say this. I'm just gonna give you a tidbit of information from my point of view. The entire summer, I was not under contract. No contract, free agent. I was at SummerSlam weekend and wrestling fucking Desperado and shit. The day of SummerSlam, fucking suplexed him on a bunch of aluminum cans and shit, cut in half. It was fucking dope. I could have walked. He says I could have walked into SummerSlam that night with the AEW fucking belt if I had been so inclined. Nobody knew that because I don't put my shit out there in the world and let everyone know every fucking thing about my business. On his point of view, the night CM Punk returned from injury, he said, and I quote, "That being said, during this time period, the night fucking what's his dicks talking about was in Minneapolis, was the night he came back and was hopping around on one foot, bumping around Jericho Appreciation Society after me and Jericho wrestled. Badass match, by the way. So we're talking we're talking later.
I'm loving how he's actually really speaking like this though. Like this is him talking. Like he's talking a third person like every other like 5 seconds.
Now keep in mind, at this time, this is my whole point. I basically don't work there. For all intents and purposes, I don't even work there. Tony is not my boss. I don't even have to be in this room. I don't have to do shit. So even me being in this room and offering and agreeing to a storyline that puts you over at the pay-per-view, if anything, I'm bending over backwards for Tony and for this dude and for the company and everybody. But I didn't have to. I didn't have to do shit. If anything, I was bending over backwards, so that's it. It's not even controversial. I'm just telling you. On AEW having more drama than anywhere he has worked before, Moxley said, I will say this, and I hate to say it. I don't think I've ever said anything remotely negative about AEW, but I will say this. As an observer, seems like, I spent 8 years in the indies, then a couple of years in WWE developmental, spent like 8 years in WWE. I've never seen so much bullshit drama in one place in my entire fucking life. I hate to say that, but it's like, I don't know if it's because of the age of social media, shit gets blown out of proportion. Like one person types one stupid drunk tweet and all of a sudden it's all anybody wants to talk about. On the drama taking away from the good stuff going on in AEW, Moxley said, we're sitting up here doing a podcast. You know what we're not talking about? We're not talking about the fucking stellar match Vikingo and Kenny Omega just had. We're not talking about all the cool stuff in AEW, cool shows happening. We're not talking about this great pay-per-view we just had. We're not talking about anything. We're talking about some bullshit. Let me be clear. The vast majority of people there don't cause any fucking trouble, but they're getting sucked down into the shit like everybody else. There's plenty of people who just want to get better and perform and fucking just do this job, man. It's the best job in the world. There's a lot of that. So that is Jon Moxley, unfiltered, uncensored, a lot of F-bombs, a lot of S-bombs in there, but I think he made it clear that he likes working with AEW, but there's just a lot of bullshit drama being made by a couple of select people, with CM Punk in particular, who never mentioned by name. He called them this dick, this dude. Ness, what did you think about what Moxley had to say in response to CM Punk's IG diatribe? And since you weren't with us last week, what did you think of CM Punk's IG rant?
Well, starting with that, oh man, it's just getting crazy because we don't know what's really going on with even with all this information that's out there. We got this story versus another person's story. Is we're probably never going to get the real story, but I have to agree with Moxley. Like, maybe it is the age of social media. Maybe it is not even just social media. Maybe it's the age of the talent that's working there. That's
not no excuse. Punk is 44 years old.
Well, yeah, I was going to say.
He's like 10 years older than me.
Well, that's the thing, because like when people are at an older age, they think that they know it all. Everybody, they know it all, and everything that I'm saying got to be gospel. You just need to listen to what I'm saying, and whatever you're saying is okay. You can have your opinion, but what I'm saying is right. Versus the younger crowd, it's like, oh, I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do. So it's always gonna be that clash. Yeah. But at the end of the day, and I'm gonna throw this dart. I'm pulling Jimmy right now. It starts at the top. Just earlier, you referred to yourself as Phil Jackson. Well, the Phil Jackson of AEW and Tony Khan needs to put more fucking authority on his company. These guys go out there. I don't even know if he's Maybe he doesn't tell them, like, pull events. Yeah, go out there and talk shit about me. That'll get the crowd riled up. Half the time, I don't even think he's telling people to do it. They just go out there and say how they feel. Disrespectful as fuck at times. Like, he has no backbone, in my opinion. Like, they go out there. If it's not on TV, it's on social media. Like, and dude just comes off just like, I don't call him a pussy, but he just comes off like a chump because like, there's no respect for him. So if they don't respect you,
they treat him as a friend and their boss.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, of course, we're gonna have that relationship, but at the end of the day, like you said, I'm your boss. Like, we should have boundaries and guidelines that we have to abide by. Like,
yes, I agree.
I don't want to be like, we know there's plenty of drama in WWE, but the way that, just like Mox said, the way that it's brought out into the open with AEW, it kind of does hurt the credibility of the company because every week it's something. Information that we really don't need. We know, and like, of course, we're in an age where we like to know what's going on backstage. Like, that's been for years, but now it's just so much that it's a podcast here, a tweet here. If it's not somebody that's outside of the company getting inside information from somebody that works there, it's somebody that works there that's throwing it out there for the world to see and understand what's going on in inner workings. So, like, I just wish that some of the stuff that goes on is kept in-house and can be dealt with it. But with guys like CM Punk, who I wanted this return, I was so happy for him to come back. And although I feel like he has some points every week, like, you're not even there. You're not there now. Every week you got to go out of your way to mention them. Oh, your ratings suck, and this guy I wanted to do Rocky 3, or he wanted to do Rocky 3. I never even seen Rocky. Like, we don't need to know all this shit, bro. Like, no, it's unnecessary, and it just perpetuates.
Like, you're talking too much. You're being like,
exactly. Like, I don't know. I just want all this shit I want them to reconcile somehow. But then, like, and then another thing, like, we hear the stories that, like, they might have been on a road to a reconciliation, and then he goes out and makes a tweet and fucking makes an IG story. Like, bro, just get over it. If you don't want to deal with them, if you don't want to deal with them, and you're not coming back, and you have no plans or whatever the case may be. But on the other side, I'm gonna sound like Mark. Maybe it's all this stuff to build it up to when if he does come back, people will be like, "Oh shit, I knew it was a work. Oh, see, I told you, it was a work. I knew it." But
they waiting for that. They're ready for that shit. Can't wait to say, "I told you so." Like, exactly. I knew he was working us.
Cool. It was one of the greatest works ever. Yeah. But if that's not what happens, then this was all just some petty bullshit that really didn't need to happen. Just because, like Moxley said, there are guys in the back that are on fucking Dark and Elevation that can't even get on TV. Weekly. You know, and I would rather see them get a chance to just deal with the people that are on there weekly and always in some bullshit, bro. Like, it's really unnecessary.
I totally agree with you. And I'm only saying this because our producer, ill-advisedly, was thinking that he was talking about the Elite. No, he was not talking about the Elite.
Oh,
he actually our producer if you check our private chat was like, no, I think he's talking about the Elite in some cases. No, he's not, because he went out of his way in the interview to big up the Elite. He was like, he thinks that a lot of the people that hate on the Elite really hate themselves. He was like, they are really pioneers in what they've been able to do. He was like, for all the bad stuff people said about them, he said they're some of the nicest people that he knows in this business, and they actually have, paved the way to create something that he loves in AEW. So he's definitely not talking about the Elite, just to make that clear. Because I was like, why is the Elite being brought up? Well, and why are we even thinking of
big up the match between Vikingo and Omega, that he really didn't even have to go out of the way and mention that match itself.
Yeah, and he brought up Hangman Adam Page, how much of a great guy he is, and why he wanted he wanted that finish at the Texas Death Match because he wanted to get Page back to where he was before he got messed up and mixed in with the Punk shit. He said the Punk shit was the thing that really set back Hangman Adam Page, because Hangman was really the first homegrown star that AEW created.
Yeah.
But there's more CM Punk drama. Don't worry, you got more to discuss here. As Dax Harwood believes that there is a road open for CM Punk to make his return to AEW and finish his story, quote unquote.
He need daddy daycare. He needs somebody to take care of him.
The FTR member who is a friend of Punk's
Okay.
and actually took a picture with CM Punk in LA this weekend before their FTR live show. He spoke with Wrestling Inc. and talked about CM Punk and a possible AEW return amidst the tensions that have been surrounding him since the All Out Brawl. He said on whether Punk has a path back to AEW, he said, and I quote, "Well, I've always been a pretty optimistic person, even to the point where it's failed in my life and made me fail. I feel like, yes, there is. And I feel like there could be a point that he comes back. I do also feel that he should come back and he has to finish his story. If he comes back, I want him to come back with a clear head and a clear mind because he deserves to have a finish to his career that he wants." On believing Punk should return, he said, and I quote, "If him coming back and finishing his storybook career here gives him a peace of mind, then I think it should happen and will happen." But on the other head of the spectrum, Wade Keller of PW Torch said in a recent podcast that several people on the roster aren't interested in CM Punk returning.
Damn.
He said, and I quote, "The sentiment is he's not welcome back. The wrestlers don't want him back. The vast majority of wrestlers don't want him back. Maybe one or two of the top third of the roster would want him back. And then there's some younger guys who liked him and just thought, hey, this is a guy I grew up watching. It's cool having him around." Keller noted that in regards to the locker room, he said mostly there's a range of peaceful coexistence and really liking each other. And Punk is the exception to that right now. So him going off on Instagram like he did really hurt the chances of him being welcome back. According to the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, Punk may have been close to an AEW return before that IG post. Meltzer said in the newsletter that the two sides were said to be working on a reconciliation, which was agreed to at least in principle, as Tony Khan wanted Punk back in the company. This seemed to be why AEW tried to book the United Center for All Out in Chicago this year instead of the smaller Now Arena. It's unknown where talks are at this point, and there are said to be a lot of complicated issues and people with different opinions. However, at one point, Punk was set to return until he made the Instagram post. It may still happen, but as noted, there are many in the locker room that allegedly don't want him there. And the Wrestling Observer newsletter noted that there are some who want him back and some who don't, and this didn't help change their minds. So, Krssi Luv, do you think that CM Punk may have put a foot in his fucking mouth with the Instagram post?
Absolutely. Poor thing. Like he again. I said it last week. It could be a lot of things, but I feel like people are enabling him, and they're saying, "Yeah, do it." I'm truly now believing more and more every day. They're enabling him. And his wife, it starts with his wife too. She's one of the top people that are, we will listen. You guys will listen to us before you listen to someone else. You'll reason with
100%.
us. You'll ask us our opinion just to get a different, point. And then we'll tell you what it is. I'm not sure that's happening with them, to be honest, because if it was, someone has to be kind of like the reasoning and saying, maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe you should just chill and just enjoy this time and just relax, get yourself better. I don't know. I would love to be a fly on the wall to see what they're talking about, but I kind of feel like he's being enabled now.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm listening to my wifey and I see a reporter who's reporting bullshit and I think he's wrong about it, I would expect my wifey to be like, I don't think you should respond to that. I don't think you should respond to that right now.
Like, you're better than that, boo. Like, you're
working your way back. You're
right.
making agreements to come back. I don't think that's gonna help anything.
All right.
So I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of enablers out there in the fan base as well. So
yeah.
But knowing Punk, he doesn't need anybody to enable him. He enables himself.
Well, that's also very true too. It's just like, okay, you know, what are we doing here now? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can we like fix this whole like situation? Because again, you got a lot of enemies, and no one wants to be your friend, and no one's is gonna want to hire you. Like you come with too much baggage.
Yeah.
So with that being said, someone really has to, and like for Jon Moxley to talk about you, like, and you know, he don't say much of stuff. Like he's just chill, calm. He smokes cigarettes, and he gonna go sit in the corner somewhere probably.
Like
have a beer.
If everybody is saying that you're the problem,
you're the
just
problem.
Maybe you might be the problem. And this is what I said last week. And Punk illegitimately has said this in a promo. If you remember the promo when he came back from his injury about Hangman Adam Page, talking about the apology should be as long as as loud as the insult. He is the one that has made everything public. So that's why I said last week, he needs to publicly take some type of accountability for all this mess. And he still hasn't. All he keeps doing is making public the stuff that offended him, that upset him. And he's not taking into account that he needs to publicly address some accountability in the stuff he's done wrong. But I don't think we're ever going to get that.
I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, we've already said, like, everyone can't keep saying the same lie. It's you.
Right.
Everybody not lying on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody saying the same lie. Like 10 people said the same lie about you. They obviously not lying because there's some truth to it all. Like, it's you.
You're the problem.
That clip of The Simpsons with Principal Skinner. Something's like, am I out of touch? No, it's the children that are wrong. That's CM Punk. It's the rest of the AEW locker room that's wrong. No, it ain't me.
It ain't me. It ain't me. It's everybody else, not me. We got ALW joining us in the chat. I know it's early over on the West Coast. Thanks for joining us this morning, good brother. We got the Negro Buck with a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Nick. We appreciate that love. And he has a great hashtag. Hashtag Punk needs to smoke some weed. And I've seen this multiple times on social media.
You think so? Maybe he has anxiety?
Maybe CM Punk could let some of this shit go if he just take a pull.
Just like,
the straight edge life it's definitely not helping.
You look about old like you did drugs already. So what are we doing?
You know what? I'm not.
You ain't aging well, bro. Maybe smoke a blunt. Smoke a blunt.
Points and views.
Look at Snoop Dogg. Look at you.
The agreements of all of the other people here at Tru Heel Heat.
Look at Snoop Dogg. Look at you. What are we doing? Snoop Dogg.
Listen, Snoop Dogg is a whole
much younger than you.
Living his best life too.
Living his best life.
I'm just saying. That too, CM. That too. She says Punk needs some cutty. Yes.
Shit. I hope he's getting it at home. I hope he
probably needs an edible. Now the edible might make him feel like he's gonna lose his fucking mind though.
You've never done it. You've never done it for 44 years and then you do it again. We got Will Chisholm also bringing up, remember what Seth Rollins said about Punk in that interview. Yes, I love that all 3 Shield members seem to hate CM Punk.
I mean, low-key buried them. Well, mainly Reigns, but yeah.
No, but he tried to take credit for all their success. He was like, I'm the one that came up with the idea and stuff like that. So you don't remember the 2014 interview when he left WWE. Got it. So I think that's part of the reason why all 3 of them don't seem to like him.
And especially like they're all boys at the end of the day. So if you're talking shit about one of us, like I'm gonna take some offense to that. So I can definitely see why all of them like don't like him. And all 3 of them are like all doing like their own respective things. They're all like pretty big, like doing things. And see, I'm sorry, John, but yep, your boy, he out here fucking up in these streets, son. Yes, John, baby Seth. It ain't looking good for the CM Punk fans out here. Frantic Rough saying, man, I'm trying, friend. I'm trying to like pull something out for her, but it's not working in my favor. I'm sorry, friend.
He says, Frantic Girl says, man, Punk is messing up his payday again.
Yo, he is. Yo, he was the biggest thing to come back, and you going twice.
Ruined it.
See, I'm pulling back the curtain all day because our producer came late, but he also just messaged us. It was a fun ride for us, though. That was great. That was great. You got to put some of these comments in the chat, Johnny. You got to do that. Sleeping Angel saying, Phil just needs to shut the hell up. If you wants to come back, then come back and don't start drama. Yeah. At this point, yeah. That's
How
all
hard is that? How hard is that? It's not hard at all.
It's not that hard. It's really not that hard.
It's really not hard. I swear, it's really not hard.
We got another super chat donation from the good brother Alan Weinstein. Be like Alan and Negro Buck. Show some love with a super chat donation for this WrestleMania Tru Heel Heat podcast. We got ALW. Thank you so much. Saying, I know we will get there, but I want to talk now about how Uncle Eddie didn't win again.
We passed that, friend.
Yeah, we started off the show talking Supercard of Honor, but you're late. The West Coast, we started at 7 a.m. So I understand ALW. Don't worry.
Oh,
he says,
friend.
I appreciate the super chat donation so we can bring it up again. As he says, as a huge Eddie fan, I am sad. I am concerned. It will never happen. I'm sorry because of the reaction he got. I know you guys didn't watch the match, but the ending of the match was peak. They ended it at the peak because they ended it with Claudio hits the neutralizer and Eddie kicks out at 1 and the whole place got on their feet and like erupted. They were like, oh, then he gets hit with a running European uppercut and he kicks out at 2. They erupt again. Then he picks him up for the Ricola bomb and Eddie reverses it into a Hurricane Rana into a pinfall. Wow. He gets a 1, 2. Claudio reverses it into a sunset flip and gets 1, 2, 3 for the win. So it was literally, they booked it as Claudio winning by the skin of his teeth. Like it wasn't like you Claudio, barely won. Yeah, it wasn't Claudio was the better man. He was just this much better instead of this much better. So you can tell they're building they're building the story of Eddie. He's gonna get there because the gap between him and Claudio is much smaller than what Claudio thought. So I believe Eddie
he underestimated him. Mind games. Okay, I see it.
And this is AEW, folks, and you know how Tony Khan books. You know he had Eddie lose here, but when's the next ROH tapings? Oh, it's this Wednesday in Long Island, in New York. So I wouldn't be surprised, folks, if they do Eddie versus Claudio.
That means he's gonna be there all night. Damn.
During that ROH taping, and he wins there. I wouldn't be surprised because that's Tony Khan MO. You remember Thunder Rosa lost that Revolution 2022, and then 2 weeks later they were in Texas. She won because it was her hometown. I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay. All right.
I'm just saying.
Okay. I'll be there to let you know.
Reading the tea leaves. Yes, let us know. You're going to be the spoiler alert. We'll put it up on Patreon. Don't worry, guys. Alan Banky saying Punk is going to be the reason that his wife AJ will never be able to wrestle anywhere again this shit. Well, she's retired. I don't think she cares that much. I think she's good. She's good.
She's not coming back. No, she doesn't care. So
she's good. She's good.
She worked for a while, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that was the best career decision. Negro Buck saying, laugh my ass off. No edibles before the smoke. You gotta walk before you run. This is true. This is good advice. Good advice from a pot heel associate. But yes, final AEW show from this week before we get into some WWE ahead of WrestleMania 39. You had Rampage last night. You had Sammy Guevara defeating Konosuke Takeshita in a great opener, with Sammy getting another win and pointing to the double or nothing sign, pointing to getting a shot at the AEW World Championship at the next pay-per-view. You had the Best Friends actually pulling off a win against the Kings of the Black Throne, but by disqualification after Malachi and Brody put the Best Friends through a table, hit them with chairs. Post-match, House of Black even beat down Orange Cassidy as well to set up an AEW World Trios Championship bout between the House of Black and Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends this Wednesday at AEW Dynamite. They put together quite the show for you, Krssi, for this Wednesday with this match, Riho versus Jamie, FTR versus the Guns, careers versus titles, a lot of great stuff for this Wednesday.
I'm excited. I can't wait. Cannot wait.
Taya Valkyrie pulled off the win against Marina Shafir with the Jade. I mean, the road to Valhalla with Jade Cargill looking on. You also had Juice Robinson beat Action Andretti with the headlock driver in the main event before being ran off by Ricky Starks. And you're also going to get Ricky Starks versus Juice Robinson this Wednesday as well.
Ooh. Damn, but I don't want Juice to lose. Damn, and I don't want Ricky to lose neither. That's hard. Come on.
Please, Ricky, please.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, he needs this.
In some news from Dynamite this week, but we'll talk about it here. Don Callis was reportedly legitimately hurt during his segment on this week's Dynamite. Wednesday show saw the Blackpool Combat Club attack Hangman Adam Page and Callis in a backstage segment, and PW Insider reports that Callis was hurt during the segment. According to the report, Callis hit his head while he was going down for a punch by Jon Moxley and ended up being hard way busted open. The announcers noted that he was being checked out backstage, which was legitimate. And according to the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, Callis was taken to the hospital after his fall and spent the night there. He did not suffer a concussion after hitting his head, but he did receive a lot of stitches for what was said to be a giant deep gash. And I'm sad that this might mean that he might be out for a week because Don Callis has been arguably one of my favorite characters on Dynamite with his role in the whole Elite BCC. That backstage segment with him and Omega, where he was like, I just slipped, and then he gaslighted Omega. He was like, why would you think your friend Hangman Adam Page hurt me though? You know what? I'll go handle it. And all the while, Kenny's like, I mean, he hit you before. He was like, but I didn't ask you to do that. Like, it was great. It was great. Great stuff.
Don is playing some good. He's playing some real crazy role right now. Like it's so good.
He's a shit stirrer.
He's stirring the pot. Yep.
He's the perfect shit stirrer in this whole Elite BCC rivalry. I think even somebody suggested that he might have asked or paid off Moxley to hit him, so he wouldn't look like he's involved. So,
and then that's how he's like, "Well, Moxley was supposed to hit me that hard, you know."
Exactly. You can't hit me that hard, man.
Yeah, I got all these stitches now. Like, come on, you were just supposed to make it look good.
We got Negro Buck talking about Rampage saying yes, let House of Black cook. We got Annika says so close. I would let Best Friends versus House of Black marinate for a week or two before the actual match. But I'm always down for a great matchup. And I think the real feud is House of Black versus Jericho Appreciation Society. Yeah. We got
their asses real good and just keep going to the next people.
Exactly. We got Frantic World alluding to what we're going to talk about now, that Buddy Matthews and Malachi Black was on 2 different shows last night. Yes, let's get to it.
I mean, hello, friends.
2 places at once. WWE Smackdown was also last night. The show featured Cody Rhodes going full California love and calling his WrestleMania opponent, Roman Reigns, an 11-year company investment that only started paying off in year 8. Shots fired.
Oh, bang, bang. Shots fired, son. No, he got some goddamn nerve. I'm sorry.
Before they had their final face-off with the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, telling him that he will make him acknowledge him come this Sunday at WrestleMania 39. We also had a excellent promo exchange between the Usos, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn ahead of tonight's WrestleMania 39 event. We had Ricochet beat Chad Gable, Eric, and Montez Ford in a fun 4-way matchup. You had Raquel Rodriguez defeat Sonya Deville, Natalya, and Shayna Baszler ahead of the WrestleMania Showcase match.
This is some BS, yo.
I actually picked Raquel. Yes.
I did too. Smart move, sir. Ahead of the WrestleMania Showcase match.
They're not gonna win on fucking Sunday anyway. I'm sorry.
Exactly. That's why they win.
Exactly.
But I mean,
Rey
sorry.
Mysterio
Just when I
officially
picked Sonya fucking Deville. Oh, sorry, my bad.
Rey Mysterio officially formed the Latino World Order in WWE with Legado del Fantasma.
Look at Zelina's face. I love it.
Since they said they were going to have his back at WrestleMania against Judgment Day. And finally, we had Bobby Lashley. He won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal by last
they all messed up
eliminating
that Bray
Bronson
shit.
Reed.
I should have picked Bobby.
Basically, that was his consolation prize. Yeah, I should have picked Bobby as well. I picked LA
Bobby.
Knight. I picked LA Knight. I'm an idiot. But
I'm dumb. Damn it. I don't know why I didn't think that was him win. But even though it's not even on the WrestleMania card, it was like you're the night before. It's like, and then the people that wrestled had to go back and change real quickly. Like they only had like 25 minutes. Like,
I'll take him winning that match over him taking a loss to fucking Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania.
I mean,
that's true.
So.
That's true. He was probably going to take the L. You are right.
You know, you're right. All right. But still, like, damn.
Negro Buck saying the LWO segment was awesome. I thought it was cool because it was long-term storytelling, because if you were a WCW fan, the whole angle was about Eddie trying to recruit Ray to join the LWO, and he never did. So for him to join it now, long-term storytelling. Triple H, you did good. You did good, kid.
Finally.
You did good. We got a lot of love for the LWO in the chat here. We also got Alan Banky, who says, or SP3, you can be like Romeo and have Eddie Kingston beat MJF at Grand Slam, or how Foley beat The Rock on Raw in '99. No. I think we're past that. We need Eddie to actually win a world title and have a reign with it. So ROH World Championship is what we need to go for. Just simmer down the expectations just a tad. That world title's been around longer. So we also got Negro Buck, who says Cody is the man. We got I think we have another comment here from Vala B, who says, okay, Sid, I'm now fully on board. Roman 1,000 days. Cody doesn't deserve to win, after quoting Pac in California Love. You can't win with cringe like that. Will you stop? It was cool. It was fine. It was a choice, but it was fine.
Wait a minute. So it took Cody quoting Pac in California Love
to get everybody on his side.
Racism. None of that. None of that stuff. It took that. Okay.
Because he was in California. He want to now be quoting. You know why? He stole that from what's the name? He what's the name? Quoted Tupac last week. I ain't a killer. Don't push me, sir. Don't. You stole that yet again, friend. Like, now you want to be quoting Tupac stuff in your damn promo.
Stealing from Stoke.
Come on, something new.
Don't steal from the great Stokely Hathaway. Come on. LWO versus Judgment Day. Yes, you have to have Bad Bunny join the LWO next.
Can I say something real quick? So this is just me doing big booking. I'm not even high yet. So
later, we got a whole day,
people
friend.
Say this, like, what if this is just a ploy that again, because going into it's actually a couple stories connected, because apparently might be a double turn. Like, I really haven't been following Charlotte and Rhea like that, but apparently there's like subtleties of a double turn. So what if, let's say that
don't listen to people that did not come from a reliable source. That's just people trying to book their own shit because it's been an awful build. They're like Rhea's the baby face. I don't know what you guys are talking about. No, she's not. Charlotte's supposed to be the baby face. That just didn't work out for them.
Well, I'm just saying. So let's. What if they just turn on him at the end of the day, and like Dom's the leader of the fucking LWO out of nowhere? I'm not booking that. I don't know. I don't even know if I want to see that happen, but it'd just be interesting. I just throw that out there.
That would be. I mean, I've seen Dom with an LWO shirt during one of their photo shoots, so would not mind that. And every time I see a Legado with Ray segment, it always seems like it's just Santos too over the top with his love for him. It's just like, when are you going to turn heel? Because I know that's really you.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. I think you're still muted, Krssi. I see you trying to say something.
I was like, sorry. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying, it's just too good. Like, he's just giving you so much love. Like, you all of a sudden just love him so much when we all know that you're a freaking bad guy. You're a heel. Like, knock
Because
it
his
off.
son's a piece of shit. So it's like how Vince
They're not
McMahon
gonna
felt
do that
John
about
Cena
Dom.
versus Shane.
You know what?
See, Ness, everybody's high in the chat for you. As we got Nero Bug says, I'm high enough for both of us right now. And Alan Weinstein says, me too. I'm high.
I'm hoping that I can get some because I'm out. I'm dry. I'm trying to get something before the shows today. But if not, I'll just be drunk on stream with everybody else.
There you go. Now you're thinking. We got CM and Negro Bug saying, y'all forget, make them say,
Oh,
say.
He did do that
I
too.
wanted one of those T-shirts. I'm mad I never got one.
That was the Filthy Animals. That wasn't LWO. That was Filthy Animals, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait, when did Conan get so old?
I mean,
it's been a while.
He's been a while. You ain't see him on AEW. He looked old then.
He didn't look that. I mean, he didn't look. I mean, he looked like he's in his 80s. Like this. I mean, like he ain't like he had no teeth. Like he looked like a grandpa. He probably is a grandpa.
You said he looked like he in his 80s. Damn, girl, you aged him by like 20 years.
I'm sorry.
Let's talk about.
I was just very taken aback. Like I was like, is that like? Sting is out wrestling all these people. I mean, they was all in the same era.
Sting been swimming in the fountain.
Billy Gunn, like these guys was in the same era, and you look at them and you be like, what happened?
Sting swam in the fountain of youth, ladies and
Son,
gentlemen.
and he brought Billy with him. I mean, something is not right.
Yeah,
like,
Billy Gunn. Yeah, Billy Gunn's another
Billy
one.
Gunn is this another one. Like y'all all like y'all look decrepit. Like
that's why they ain't want Billy to come out with them for the DX reunion because he made everybody look old. He made everybody look old as fuck.
It's so bad. Like what? No.
Let's talk about some news going into tonight's WrestleMania. A new report has an update on the current plans for the WrestleMania 39 main event for night one. And Fightful Select reports that sources in WWE indicated as of today that Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair had not been told that they would be main eventing, and rather it is believed those involved in the Universal WWE Tag Team Championship match between the Usos, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn had been told they could prepare for that spot. One source in the company said that had been the situation for a couple of weeks, and several people in the company have been moving on the assumption that the tag team matchup will be the main event. There had been some consideration to have Ripley versus Flair main event since women didn't main event last year, but just about everyone contacted said they thought the tag team championship match should and in fact would be the main event. It was noted that the tag team titles had never main evented WrestleMania and that a man of serious descent had never done so either. And the last time a tag team match main evented WrestleMania was WrestleMania 1. The sources that Fightful Select spoke to believe that it is the tag team championship match will main event, noting it will likely be finalized at Saturday morning's production meeting, which should be about to be starting right now.
I'm about to say it should start like any minute now, huh?
Absolutely. But I mean,
early day.
I think we're all in agreement. This should be the main event of WrestleMania because they did jack and shit with Charlotte versus Rhea.
Let Charlotte and Rhea open up, set the tone for the show. I think
no. Cena versus Theory is the opener. They've already announced
so that list that they showed is the layout of how the matches will be.
No. The layout that they showed is just them promoting stuff for ESPN because that made it seem like Cena in Theory was the main event.
Right.
Yeah,
that's what I assumed.
Cena in Theory has been announced as the opener of night one.
Okay, fine. Okay, well then put the match.
Cena got to get in and get out. He's pulling a Brock Lesnar.
I gotta go to the movie set. Peace out.
Let me get this L real quick, and I'm gonna be out.
Deuces.
See you later. Okay.
Deuces. We got Vala B who says Charlotte was kind of mad about it, probably because this would be 2 years in a row Kevin Owens bumped the women from the main event spot.
You know what? I can't.
Just kidding. I'm not.
They're part of this. The biggest story. I think the biggest story definitely it ties into the main event scene with the world title. Yeah. And then this is just the biggest story. So why don't they have both of them main event both nights? Nothing on the card is more interesting than that. So
we damn sure don't want to see those tag matches that they have on there. They should do those on pre-shows. The showcase mess.
Yeah, 2 hours of nothing. that's going to be going on.
And we finally got Romeo awake in the land.
Hey, friend.
Of course.
He says, even if Charlotte and Rhea was an amazing build,
You
it
know what
wasn't.
you doing?
You don't
Is that
have
his
to put
voice?
even if. You don't even have to put even if. It wasn't. It just wasn't. And you still need to show your respect and acknowledge your tribal chief who told you from the start this build-up would fucking suck and it didn't make sense for Rhea to pick Charlotte. But he said it still wasn't topping the story. The Royal Rumble matches don't always have the main event, especially if a heel is going to go over. Well, if you ask some fans, Rhea's the babyface and Charlotte is the heel. So I had to see, you got me pulling back. See, I'm being very pulling back the curtain on this episode. I have my good friend Rick Ucchino, who's in Los Angeles. He was at
Rick.
SmackDown. And after the Charlotte and Rhea video package that they showed on SmackDown, he was like, oh, God damn it, I give it up to WWE. They made the build-up to Rhea versus Charlotte look good. I was like, not to me. What the fuck are you smoking?
Yeah.
You got
They
some
made
good
it
shit
look
in
good
LA.
like the night before.
The night before. I was like, no,
Right,
I was like, they did the two tricks that WWE always does for lackluster build-ups. Pull apart
Nothing.
Brawl and the video package. That's the two things they did for Rhea.
They did
and
all of
Charlotte.
it. Yeah, they did
a
that for
pull apart Brawl,
Asuka
and
too.
they do a whole video package, and it pulls the wool over fans' eyes like 95% of the time, and it fucking annoys me.
Recency bias. Oh, hey, you guys showing me this right now, but right before the show? Oh, yeah, this is great. Where were you the last 2 months? I feel like Rhea's been doing a better feud with Rey Mysterio than she has been with Charlotte.
Listen, I mean,
I'm not trying to fight with you, Romeo. I love you, man. I love you, man. What you talking about? What you talking about? We love you. We love you here. 24-hour king. Come on. I said you're the Bobby the
24-hour
Brain Heenan.
queen.
He's the Bobby the Brain Heenan to my Black Gorilla Monsoon. This is what we do.
That's what y'all do. That's correct. I agree.
I get the reference, just the black in front of Gorilla. That sent me for a second. I'm sorry.
I didn't even think about it like that.
Yeah, Ness, this is why you're here. This is why you get paid the big bucks, friend. Because this is what we need. We shouldn't have put those two things together, and then we laughed at.
Then
we laughed at it afterwards.
African American Gorilla. No, that still ain't good.
It still don't sound. Yeah. No, you're just Bobby the Brain and
African American Gino Morella.
There you go.
There you go.
I mean, listen, we really don't have much.
Got to move on from that.
Yeah, I'm about to say yeah. Next thing.
So you got people in the chat. You got people in the chat. Even several legends and stars from WWE and a couple from AEW were in attendance at Friday's WWE Hall of Fame ceremony in Los Angeles. As PW Insider notes, the couple of big names were there from AEW, with the list including Malachi Black, who was there with Zelina Vega, Buddy Matthews, who was there with Rhea Ripley, and Rhea Ripley had to sit between her real life boyfriend and play boyfriend Dominic, and Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair was there with Andrade El Idolo. We're all there as significant mentions being there at the Hall of Fame. So nice turnout from the stars across the wrestling landscape at the show. Speaking of the Hall of Fame ceremony, the biggest moment had to be Dominic Mysterio walking out of his father Rey Mysterio's Hall of Fame speech. But the Wrestling Observer had some big news about Dominic Mysterio this week, reporting that everyone backstage in WWE is said to be impressed with Dominic Mysterio and his work with his father leading up to WrestleMania, and it was universally acknowledged that Rey versus Dominic is one of the hottest stories in the company, second to the Bloodline. Triple H is said to be very high on Dominic, and there are allegedly long-term plans to make Dominic a star in the future. And I think I said it last week. I've said it on a couple of platforms as well. This is the success of the Triple H regime. Like I said before, the table was already set for him for the Bloodline. You could say he made it better, he elevated it, but you have to give the same amount of credit for Triple H that you give for Vince McMahon when it comes to the Bloodline. When it comes to Rey and Dominic, 100% or a lot of the percentage of the credit goes to Triple H, because this is something that started in his regime and he has played it out masterfully over the last couple of months. But Krssi, what do you think about Dom getting a push in the future, and do you think he deserves it? You muted again.
Sorry, what kind of a push are we speaking of? Like, are we saying
Well,
like a title?
They say they want to make him a star in the future.
Oh, that's cute. I mean, I can see him getting like an IC title, like main event wise. I don't see that part, but give him like the United States and like make a fuckery of that, you know, or make, you know, get the IC one too. We don't have a 24 belt, so that won't matter.
You're
maybe
wild.
the tag
like
title.
That's a push. Would you stop? Like that's a fucking push. Would you stop?
What?
That's not a push. The 24/7 title? Are you fucking kidding me?
That you could be wrestling 24/7. It's been a known fact. When you have it, you're on TV all the time.
Okay, you gotta go back to being muted. Ness, dude, you calling the 24/7 title a push? What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Well, make it. I don't know.
I know you showing you don't like Dominic that much, but damn.
No, I love Dominic. What do you mean? I like him. I was pushing for him to like be like.
Was that Bryce? Is that Bryce? Even
That's
him
Bryson,
saying,
yes.
Even he saying. Come on, Dominic Mysterio. Yeah.
That's not what we're talking about. See, you're not even all that you like. Okay.
She's like, you all in the Kool-Aid. Don't know
the flavor.
Oh man! Speaking of people who should be getting a push after WrestleMania season, someone is in Los Angeles right now. Per the WrestlingNews.co, Randy Orton has arrived now in Los Angeles. There's been a lot of speculation about Orton's return ahead of this weekend's 2-night event. There had been a lot. There have been a lot of speculation. We'll talk about that as well. There's been a lot of speculation about Orton's return ahead of this weekend's event, and wrestling bootmaker Jose G. Sands has revealed that Orton had contacted him about making him some boots for his return. Following a number of reports indicating that Orton is preparing for his in-ring comeback, it was reported that Orton was expected to be in Los Angeles this weekend. On Twitter, Wrestling Observer's Dave Meltzer has provided an update on Randy Orton, noting that the Legend Killer is not expected to have any matches anytime soon. They still say that he's a ways away from being back due to his back issues. Meanwhile, WWE also brought in Gangrel for the weekend, and it's likely he will be doing something with Edge for the Hell in a Cell match with Finn Balor on night 2 of WrestleMania.
I'm trying to take away from Finn Balor's entrance. Stop it. Foolishness.
I mean, we've seen the Brood entrance, and I still love it.
Yeah, we've seen it a bunch of times. Like it's nothing.
But we haven't seen it with Gangrel. That's the difference.
Been a while, yeah.
Did he call Christian too? Like we might as well just make it a whole family comeback.
Hey, Christian can't be here. You know, he's doing something elite right now. So, or buried alive, whichever one you want to say. Hey, we got Alan Banky who asks, "Hey Sid, do you think if Rhea wins the women's title, will her and Dom have a live sex celebration on the Raw after Mania?" I know you would love to see that, but I don't
think they'll do that. They're a little bit PG-ish now on well, not PG. They're more like family television-ish over there. I don't know.
And see people in the chat calling out Krssi Luv saying that's cold, girl.
I'm sorry, guys. I mean, I love Dominic. I don't see him world title-ish. I see him more like mid-card-ish. Sorry.
That's fair. Marcus Ryan with a good shout here saying Randy gonna RKO Cody on Raw. I think that would be a great way to give Cody a hot feud coming out of this.
Right, coming out of since he has to freaking win.
And even though Orton was thriving as a babyface before he left, he seems always more comfortable as a heel.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, right now, if people just want him back. Because if he comes back, he'll get super cheered and they're gonna be happy for him to be back. But that from one story probably won't be as hot as the Bloodline story, but because everybody knows the history between Cody and Randy, so that would definitely at least keep Cody up in the babyface atmosphere.
And he's kind of been making references to that run with Randy throughout this feud with Roman. So I think it would be a natural transition. And we got a happy birthday for Randy Orton from Chris, who says that it's his birthday today. So,
I'm surprised drunk guy in the chat saying it.
He's,
so this is the
celebrating.
first WrestleMania Drunk Guy has not been to. I know he is sick right now.
Oh,
oh, you poor thing. I mean, I'm sad too, but I know you're really sick. You're like dying right now. Like, if he could drive there, he probably would have driven there.
He's walking. He'll be there by Wednesday.
And Alex, I know you want us to read your comment. I know that's why you have these arrows, but we already talked about that. We already talked about that.
Me too.
So
I'm like, who is these arrows? And like, why hasn't he like blocked him yet? I'm like, the producer's slacking today.
No, he can just rewind. I understood
Breaking
that
news,
was why
Vince.
that. No, you don't even have to read it. Don't read it because we already talked about it. I talked about it earlier.
Sorry.
We talked about it when we talked about Ring of Honor. So
you're right. My bad.
All he has to do is just rewind back, and if he wants to come back here, just press live afterwards. It's pretty simple.
You know what?
I'm saying, because it's about that time, Krssi Luv. It's a time for a Mick succession. I don't know, week 11 or something, or fuck it. Yes, new report.
Yeah, I'm about to say, there's no I don't know.
Several updates on the upcoming potential sale of WWE, as well as people in the company thinking Vince McMahon may be more involved lately. Fightful Select has posted a lengthy report detailing everything and some information they've received about the potential sale, which WWE has openly acknowledged they're exploring since McMahon returned to the company. According to the report, those within WWE say that they expect the business to pick up after WrestleMania. Several have said that hosting WrestleMania in Los Angeles is right around the time of the possible sale, as well as media rights renegotiations, and has worked out well from a strategy standpoint. Sources at Comcast with knowledge of WWE have said that even though the company has a long relationship with McMahon and WWE, there's no desire from their end to keep McMahon involved. It should also be noted that related to a CNBC report said that NBC Universal and Comcast is not currently part of the sale process and appear to be out of the running. The report notes that several sources in potential bidders have said that they would want Stephanie McMahon to return, with a source at Disney saying these companies are doing their due diligence and they're following the news cycles regardless of their public levels of interest. They're aware of the things that would make audiences and staff happy, and she seemed to bring a lot of positivity. WWE's progress under Nick Khan was also emphasized, and it was a common feeling that WWE has effective teams in its structure and that the company would be a major boost to whatever buyers and streaming service is involved. It was widely reported that Vince McMahon has said that he would be interested in a sale that didn't involve him staying with WWE, and something that the report notes, he has said both to those high up in WWE and those close to him on a personal level. He has also sought to downplay rumors that he's involved in creative, saying that those close to him that he's back specifically to either sell the company or oversee rights fee negotiations. Nearly every source connected with a potential buyer have agreed that the notion of McMahon staying involved would negatively affect the sale price, leverage, and value of the brand moving ahead. All that said, talent and producers noted several red flags regarding McMahon and creative, with talent noting that there are more late rewrites than usual as of late. And then there had been since McMahon returned. And there had been some strong indicators of characters being adjusted in a way that Vince McMahon had previously preferred them, which were changed or eased off of when Triple H took over. Talent have noted that there has been some extensive creative that was set forth, but then adjusted at the last minute. And it is important to note that no talent they've heard from have been flat out told that McMahon is involved on a creative level outside of giving some advice. Creative also insists that they had no direct contact with McMahon, nor have they been told that any changes came from him. McMahon is said to have stayed out of the way when he was backstage at Raw in Boston, though talent noted that he was in the gorilla position, and WWE and McMahon have both been aware that if he were publicly involved, talent morale would take a huge hit, and that there's no smoking gun that he is involved. The concerns from talent were said to be so openly talked about in WWE that they made their way to the AEW locker room as well. Fightful Select had some more details on the backstage sign in a new report. According to the update, WWE sources indicated that while the sign has not been changed since July, is said to used as more of a marker of the production and set design area at WWE TV events. And in an even bigger Vince McMahon news, according to a new filing with the SEC, Vince McMahon is once again an official employee of WWE. McMahon entered an employee agreement that was effective of March 29th, and it's also retroactively to January 9th, 2023, when he returned as executive chairman. He will stay in his current role for 2 years. So,
oh God,
is he
here
back or is he back?
I'm just like, I'm over this shit. Seriously, this is annoying.
He's back.
And
better than ever. Face facts. Cause your opinion don't matter. It's a maniac. I love it.
Like, we can't get a break. Like, oh God, like, oh gee whiz. Like,
don't you love that he's back?
No, but I mean,
what can you do?
I would say I can't do nothing. I don't get paid by them. Like, I don't work there. It ain't my damn job. So whatever. Have fun.
What do you think about this whole mess with Vince McMahon now officially back as an employee and all the signs that they're talking about backstage that he might be back in a creative role, Ness?
That's gonna, well, honestly, the show hasn't been drastically better that he quote unquote it wasn't around. I think it was all right because Triple H really wasn't doing, like, in my opinion, wasn't doing above and beyond booking and creative stuff outside of the bloodline, outside of Dom and Ray. Everything else on these shows is just like blah. But those are two like lightning in a bottle situations. Him coming back, if it's officially, the morale is gonna drop because they just like you said, like, people are starting to see that the characters that they were under when he was, officially there before are starting to roll back, and nobody wants to work under that. On top of the fact, your boss is a fucking, I won't call him a rapist, but he does some.
You know what? I'm done. Okay. This is where I'm. Okay.
Your boss doesn't do very nice things to the female morale of the company. So
Lord have mercy.
That's not something that you want to be associated with at the end of the day. On top of they're trying to do the sale, other businesses don't want to deal with that as well either, especially with someone that he's making it adamant that he wants to still be in power once the sale happens. So it's a lot. Like it although they're getting paid a lot of money, which at the end of the day some people have morals over the money. At the end of the day, then you still need to find a way to provide for yourself and well-being and everything. But it's gonna suck for a lot of the people. Like, a lot of talent's not getting used. Karrion Kross is back. What the fuck has he done? Like, he's one of these guys that come back. Also Hit Row, they came back for whatever reason. Like,
they're just getting buried by Michael Cole on commentary.
Exactly. So just all this praise that was going into it. What does it have to show for it outside of the bloodline and Dom and Ray storylines? Like, let's call a spade a spade. It's not what a lot of the wrestling fans thought it was. So let's just be honest here.
Music to my ears, like what Ness is saying. I've heard Krssi come over to my side. It just makes Romeo and Jimmy and their agenda to call me a Triple H hater. It just makes me feel vindicated. I appreciate y'all who realize that Triple H has put the wool of so many wrestling fans' eyes for the last couple of months because
I can give you an example. The women.
It literally is the
that could just tell you everything right there.
The only
you gotta say nothing else.
You can give the Triple H booking is that he jumped over the bar that was at the center of the earth that Vince McMahon set for him before he came into power. Like, That's all he's done. That's all he done. He jumped over a bar that was beneath the fucking ground, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's so much better now." Nah, it's just like slightly. This is more wrestling. That's it. And one
I
great
mean, he's made
storyline.
more.
That's it.
Yeah, he's made maybe better matches of what, like, they're wrestling more and not doing like stupidness. But other than that, like, he's really hasn't done much of a big change for what the company is used to doing. Maybe your pay-per-views have been better since Vince have left. I can give you that, your pay-per-views, but we're talking like weekly shows and showcasing your superstars. That has not changed, friend. Sorry.
Nope, no. Frantic World saying Mix's Session episode 11. The WWE is nothing without VKM, brother. Love it. And yes, Vala B is another one that has come to my side. It's getting a little bit packed on this bandwagon, but I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna make more room for everybody else. Don't worry. Vala B is at the front because Vala B is one of the people in the chat.
But you know what's crazy? We used to have these conversations years ago, back when you know he was running NXT, like peak NXT, and everybody's like, "Oh, wait till he takes over the main roster." And we're all like, "Well, you know, it's probably not going to be much of a change because it's still going to be Vince there."
The Vince show.
Exactly. So like we seen this years ago, like years back, like. But you know, it's nice for the rest of the world to see it now.
Welcome, guys. Welcome. Thank you, Frantic World. Says always. With you. And ALW says Terrence from Florida and now Vincent from Connecticut. Yes. Indeed.
Vincent from Connecticut.
Over on Raw this week, we had Cody Rhodes defeating Solo Sikoa in a rock solid main event ahead of WrestleMania 39. You had Becky Lynch defeat Io Sky in a very good TV matchup. This followed Becky cutting a fiery promo on Damage Control during Miss TV with Lita and Trish Stratus. You also had Braun Strowman, Ricochet, and the Street Profits defeat Viking Raiders and Alpha Academy in a super fun 8-man tag team matchup with Montez Ford defying gravity once again. So some three really good matches.
That's who you need to push before you push Dominic.
I think that's a given, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think Montez is deserving of a push too. Don't worry, Krssi. I'm with you there. I'm with you.
You know.
I'm not gonna say, "Oh, that's cute." Raw was up in the ratings. They did 1.8 million this week. In some news coming out for Raw, Logan Paul and contract news time because it's post WrestleMania.
I am so annoyed that he is a damn Aries. I couldn't believe this fool. Ugh, I'm sorry. I thought I was
Happy birthday to Logan Paul, who is said
and
to
he's
be
an April baby at that. Ugh.
Who is said to be close to the end of his
Vomit
WWE
emoji,
contract. As he noted in his latest podcast, Paul appeared on the latest episode of Impulsive and revealed that his contract will be up with his match against Seth Rollins at WrestleMania tonight.
That means he can lose. Great. Even better. Good job.
He said, my contract ends this WrestleMania. My rookie year is about to be up. A good rookie year. According to a report from PW Insider, and even bigger news, a top WWE star is nearing the end of their current deal without agreeing to terms on a new one, and it's none other than Drew McIntyre. Per the report, this weekend's WrestleMania 39 appearance by Drew McIntyre could be his last with WWE. Apparently, McIntyre's contract is in the final year, but he and the company have not come to an agreement regarding terms for a new contract. And since his contract,
he want more money. He want money. He wants some money. Show me the coins, friends.
He should, after what they did to him at Clash of the Castle with the sing-along. Speaking of,
you know what? I'm done.
Speaking of new contracts, we got to talk about the free. No, we didn't. Oh, you got to talk about the free agency. We're speaking to Give Me Sports. WrestleVotes noted that WWE is growing more confident they will sign Switchblade Jay White the longer he doesn't show up in AEW. Well, damn. They wrote. I heard recently from a source that the longer that Jay White doesn't show up in Jacksonville, the more confident WWE is. As for Kota Ibushi, though, the chances of him showing up in WWE are said to be a lot less high, as the belief within the company is that Ibushi has little interest in signing a full-time contract,
Yeah, he
whether it
likes
be
being this. Yeah.
WWE.
Don't do
or-
it, friend. I would love to see you in a WWE ring. Well, not technically, but I want to just see you. But yeah, don't do it, friend. Just stay independent.
Watch GCW from this past week.
Yeah.
As
That's
for
what I'm saying. Like, I can watch him other places.
They don't think he's going to sign a full-time deal with WWE or AEW. There had been some speculation about White debuting on the Raw after WrestleMania, but with time running low, it's possible the deal is to bring him in, might not be finished by then. And one more about contract and maybe a possibly WWE return. Kyrie has been busy since she exited WWE in 2021, and she recently weighed in on a potential return to the company. Speaking with Steve Fall of WrestlingNews.co on wanting to be in the Royal Rumble one day, Kyrie said, even now, the WWE Universe, they love Kyrie. Even the wrestlers are like, oh, you're coming to the Royal Rumble this year, right? You're coming, right? It's her favorite pay-per-view of the whole year. She definitely wants to one day wrestle in the Royal Rumble. On a potential return to WWE, she said, and I quote, Vince said the door is always open. You're always welcome to come back. If she comes back one day, she would love to team up with Asuka again, team up with Io Sky, or maybe even go against Io Sky. Who knows? On if she felt a sense of accomplishment in her first main roster run, she said it's a little bit of her both. She didn't completely accomplish what she wanted to do because she was in a WrestleMania title match, but on the other hand, she didn't get a singles women's belt. So that's still maybe one thing she would like to get next time. So some interesting news of people's contract expiring, maybe people coming in. What would you put the percentage on Switchblade Jay White showing up on the Raw after WrestleMania, Ness?
I want to, because I don't want to go too high. I'll say,
yeah.
That's I'll say 70%. I feel like that's
pretty high.
I was say that's high.
Pretty high. That's super high. I'll drop that 40%. I say 40.
Krssi, where would you put it at?
I was gonna say like maybe 53%. I don't know. I don't see it like likely happening right away, especially like if you in talks with like Randy Orton like coming back. But then also you can these are potential people that all can be in a feud, right away. I mean, I don't see Jay White losing right away though. I'm just saying.
No, I don't either. I
told you put it in a contract, friend. Right, that shit got to be in writing. Because if it don't happen, guess what? You can go chuck the deuces and leave, and they can pay you still.
We got John Ali, who says he's 50-50 on Switchblade. We got Vala B, who's the same. Negro Buck is keeping it a buck and saying Coda definitely ain't going to WWE.
Oh, hell no. Yeah,
Coda
he just got out of the contract with New Japan. Yeah. Like, every time he signs somewhere, something happens. He gets fucked over. So, I don't think he's going to sign to anybody.
I was happy to see him on GCW.
Was he great on GCW?
We'll talk about that in a bit here. Rickety saying Drew saying bye-bye. Do you guys think that Drew McIntyre is going to leave WWE?
Absolutely
I don't think so. No. I think he's a company guy for sure.
He's a company guy. He's not leaving them checks and the travel. Nope, he's staying right there.
He did it once, and then it just propelled him to the main event once he got back. So just he'll be there.
He ain't working in reverse, y'all. In a post on her Instagram account, Ronda Rousey shared a clip from her Ronda on the Road vlog. In the caption for the clip, she critiqued the booking of her feud with former SmackDown Women's Champion Liv Morgan. She wrote the following: "Imagine what our Liv Morgan feud could have been if we weren't hamstrung by a bunch of octararians who still think they know how to be hip while putting less than 5 minutes of thought a week into each woman's storyline. Hashtag Ronda on the Road." Dave Meltzer provided more information why Ronda was not happy with how the feud came together on Tuesday's edition of Wrestling Observer Radio. He said, according to Meltzer, Rousey was not happy with how her Extreme Rules match with Morgan turned out at the WWE Extreme Rules show in October. Rousey and Morgan reportedly wanted to have an edgier matchup that used thumbtacks, but they were shot down. The match saw Rousey defeat Morgan to regain her SmackDown Women's Championship. It's unknown what sparked Rousey to post her recent comments on WWE booking this month, but then Worked Wrestling also provided an update and said that Rousey is not the only one who hasn't been pleased with the women's booking, especially in the lead up to WrestleMania. So, are you saying that people in the company agree with SP3? Oh, my heart just grew 10 times larger. Thank you, Rhonda. So, despite what Krssi Luv feels about Ronda Rousey, I think one thing is clear. She cares about this women's division. Like, she's the reason why Liv Morgan got the SmackDown Women's title run. She didn't want to be SmackDown Women's Champion when she won it back and wanted to go to the tag team division to elevate that. I think Ronda, despite she has been lackluster in her return. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But she 100% cares about the women's division a lot more than Triple H seems to do.
Listen.
What you gotta say, Krssi? What you gotta
all
say?
she heard was she was lackluster in her return. That's all.
I mean, once she started saying, okay, she feels like the way that they're booking, like people that book things for 4 or 5 minutes, I agree with her 100%. I'm just shocked that it's coming out of her mouth. For someone that has been hand-given things to her. But that's just something.
She's been hand-given things. She became,
that is a whole nother podcast. Let's not do this today, friend.
She elevated mixed martial arts. She made it possible for women to have jobs in mixed martial arts, which the success of her in mixed martial arts, Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, Vince McMahon, the whole entire company, including Charlotte Flair and some of the women's performers, said if Rousey didn't do that in mixed martial arts, they would have never pushed women in WWE. So I think when she came to WWE, she got everything that she deserved already.
Okay, sure.
Oh, you're unrelenting. You're unrelenting.
Anything else you want to tell us about Ronda Rousey, friend? Like that we
so good
need to know more about?
So good. Vala V says the worst person you know just said something agreeable. See, that's what you gotta say. That's all you could have said. That's all you could have said. The worst person.
The worst person that I do not agree with and I do not like just said something that I agree with her on a little bit. Okay.
A broke clock can be right at some time during the day.
I mean, I did not say she was wrong. I'm just surprised that it came out of her filthy mouth. That's all.
Oh my God.
Her filthy mouth. How dare you? Negro Buck saying, yeah, I'm not a fan.
I mean, listen, I will keep the same energy. There's nothing to sugarcoat around here, friends. Like I will give her credit where credit is due, and I did that. Okay, and I also threw the other stuff in there. That's fine. Give me that. At least give me that credit. Like, come on.
For no reason. That was no reason at all.
I mean,
she definitely seems to care. I'll give her that. So, see, even Negro Buck has to.
Yeah. Not a fan, but yeah, she cares a little bit, sure. But why you didn't just say it? You say it on your little. You know what? Next thing that we're going to talk about. We can talk about this all day. We're not doing this right now, okay? We are on a short time frame today. We got to be finished soon.
That's you, sis. That's you. That's all you. Frantic World says, Triple H, you F up now. The women's division is not happy with your booking. So, I mean. I don't see any other Triple H defendants out here. Oh, there goes a Triple H attorney. There's the Triple H. Oh, there's a Triple H attorney. Romeo. So it sounds like she calling out a Bruce Pritchard. We know she loves Triple H. Yeah, okay. Sure thing. Yeah, it was Vince's fault that we got Omos versus Brock. It's Bruce Pritchard's part. The women are getting booked. Okay, sure thing. I love that. Pointing fingers. Y'all learned the CM Punk playbook. Pointing fingers.
It's crazy that the head of creative is okaying all this stuff. So, I mean, you got to like it too, then, at the end of the day.
That's true. You must think that it's doing very well.
Just saying. Vala B says 100% with Krssi on this. See, y'all some haters. Y'all can't get that hate out of your heart. It's okay.
No hate, just facts. That's all. Different.
WWE NXT this week, they did 620,000 viewers, so up from last week. The show featured Axiom winning the 20-man battle royal after a thrilling exchange with Nathan Frazier to gain entry into the North American Championship 5-way at Stand and Deliver. You also had Tony D'Angelo and Stax beat Briggs and Jensen to prevent the baby faces from qualifying for Stand and Deliver. Afterwards, Kiana James was supposed to tell Brooks Jensen the truth about cheating on him, but instead, the Virgin got on base. The Virgin got on base. He got his first kiss of his entire life. The tale of the Virgin continues. Indy Hartwell defeated.
So who did she cheat on him with? I missed that part of the show because I'd be in and out of NXT.
They haven't showed him. They just showed his name is Sebastian.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. But she kissed the
She kissed him. I don't know where that mouth been.
Oh, I like how commentators said that he made it to first base. I was like, yeah, y'all stupid.
He got on base. Indy Hartwell defeated Ivy Nile and Sol Ruka to qualify for the NXT Women's Championship ladder match at Stand and Deliver. Roxanne Perez was cleared to compete following her collapse, saying that it was due to anxiety, before convincing Shawn Michaels to allow her to enter the NXT Women's Championship ladder match at Stand and Deliver as well. But my God, was that one of the worst segments I've ever seen on wrestling television. Ness, you watch NXT every week. Was it as bad as I thought it was?
Yes, it was, because
the one was Shawn Michaels and
Roxanne. Yeah,
and Roxanne.
That whole thing was just, if she got injured and her anxiety, all this other stuff, but you're gonna put her in the match anyway. What was the whole point of that?
Point of it, yeah. What's the whole point of it? Saying
I get the story, she's a fighting champion, babyface, all that, blah blah blah, whatever. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. It wasn't needed. They jumped the shark, overbooked that for whatever reason, because now you're like, okay, you had a regular match, a badass match at that with Mako Satomura. So that's cool. And you got seriously injured off of just a regular match. So you're like, oh, you got to slow your roll to get in this ladder match. But no, you can go get in a ladder match and potentially get fucked up 10 times worse, even more. Like, come on, Sean, what are you doing? We know that you took a couple bumps to the head and you lost your smile. Because
he can't see correctly. That's why.
Yeah, Roxanne could potentially lose her smile as well. But I don't know. I think it was just unnecessary. It really wasn't needed.
Roxanne got to get jumped by a couple of Marines in Syracuse or something. They're just rewinding all of his freaking greatest hits, it seems. We got John Ali, who says it felt like very Days of Our Lives. Yeah, it felt like it was filmed in a soap opera.
Yeah, it was.
We got ALW says just because he's a virgin doesn't mean he ain't kissed a girl before. No, they literally said that. I'm not ALW. I'm not saying, oh, he's a virgin, he never kissed. No, they literally said he never had a kiss before. That was the whole thing.
Male Drew Barrymore, never been kissed.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, how old is this man supposed to be? 19, 20?
I don't even know. He's a grown man. That's all.
I would say he look like a grown ass man. Like he look at least 30.
Grown ass man and never been. He's been a loser since he's came on our screen. It's just at first when they first debuted,
yeah, I'm not a
they
loser.
they had like some go. They're like, oh, they're basically like the country version of in my opinion, like Sheamus and
Drew.
Drew.
Sheamus
like
the bar. Yeah.
So it was something like that. Like, oh, we like to drink, we like to fight. All right, cool. I can get behind that. Then he started putting a little bit too much emotion into his character, and I'm like, all right, this dude's a fucking loser. Like, where'd all the interest go? I'm not interested in this at all.
Y'all doing Brooks Jensen like that? My man is not 35. What are we talking about? He's 22. He's 22. It's okay to be a virgin at 22. I guess I wasn't a virgin at 22.
I guess
it's okay, but it's okay.
I wasn't a virgin one.
I mean, he's gonna be 22 this year or so. We got the next WWE NXT Premium Live event after Stand and Deliver today is going to be on May 28th. in Lowell, Massachusetts, which is a Sunday, but is actually the same date as AEW Double or Nothing. It's going to be NXT Battleground. I'm not sure what the time of the show is going to be, but very interesting. WWE booking a show on the same day as Double or Nothing, like they did last year with Worlds Collide when it was on the same date as All Out. What do you think about that, Ness?
Petty ass niggas. Oh, sorry.
I mean,
funny enough that I seen an excerpt of Sean. Are you going to read something like that? I don't want to say it first.
No, go ahead.
Oh, so he's basically saying like, oh, it's like the holiday weekend, and he kept advertising. Well, not advertising, but he kept punching home that it's free. So I feel like he's trying to tell people like, look, you can watch this whenever. If you want to go see the other show, go ahead and do it. This is going to be on Peacock. He kept saying it's on Peacock. It's for free. It's for free. So
no, you pay for Peacock. Peacock is not free. You pay for that shit as a streaming service.
$5.
He's like, it's basically free. I mean,
yeah,
I pay the $10 portion.
Yeah, but if not, it's fine. Like I pay $5 for no commercials. So like,
no, you
I'd
don't.
I'd rather go to a show, a live show. I definitely would pick Double or Nothing over fucking an NXT show. You know, nothing against NXT
Absolutely.
or nothing like that, but I know what I'm gonna get versus the two shows. At the end of the day, I come home, I can watch it that night or the next day. I can watch it. Like I would definitely want the experience of being at a live pay-per-view of such the caliber as Double or Nothing. But again, it's free. It's on PL. It's a PLE on Peacock. You can catch that whenever.
Oh man, it's just too funny. It's just too funny. WWE keeps doing this shit.
Yeah, I get it. He's like, oh, it's we're doing it because it's like the family weekend. What's that, like Memorial Day weekend?
Yeah.
So like,
yeah.
So
people at barbecues. People are away. Like people not outside looking at their television at that time, especially like it's a family thing. People is away.
I don't even see that many people traveling, and on top of that, traveling to go to
traveling is
NXT.
mad expensive now.
If it was a main roster show, do you have a better? Well, then we would definitely know it was definitely booked that way on purpose. But like you would get a little bit, it'd be more of a decision there. There's no decision. Me personally, there's no decision making that needs to be had. I already know.
Yep.
Ahead of time, what the fuck I'd be doing that night? Watching Double or Nothing. Like you don't gotta. Come on now. Well, we'll probably be watching both. We're Sunday Night Warriors. We'll be watching both.
We'll be probably watching both on this channel. Yes.
I know which one I'll be paying more attention to. Let's put it that way.
Exactly.
That's true.
This week you had Impact on Access TV going into the joint show with New Japan on Thursday. Impact on Access TV was a special countdown episode that saw the debut of Miya Yamashita beating Killer Kelly in a good matchup, while Josh Alexander, they showed his final Impact World Championship matchup in an absolute banger against Kenta. And then they had Impact and New Japan's Multiverse United, which had Hiroshi Tanahashi defeating Speedball Mike Bailey in a really good main event. You also had ABC, the Ace and Bay Connection, beating TMDK, Motor City Machine Guns, and Aussie Open in a splendid four-way matchup to retain the Impact World Tag Team Championships. Kenta beat Minoru Suzuki in a hard-hitting fight to retain the Strong Openweight Championship. Jeff Cobb defeated Moose in a solid, very solid, rock solid Haas fight.
This thing. Okay, I'm sorry.
No,
didn't do good on this one either.
You also had you also had Trey Miguel beat Kevin Knight, Clark Connors, Rocky Marrero, Rich Swann, and Frankie Kazarian in a fun scramble match to retain the X Division Championship. Kushida defeated Leo Rush in an awesome Styles clash. And then Deonna Purrazzo defeated Giselle Shaw, Masha Slamovich, and Miya Yamashita to qualify for Rebellion to get a shot.
I got that one right.
Knockouts World Championship. But some sad news involving one of the members of that four-way matchup, as Impact Wrestling star Giselle Shaw issued a statement alleging that Rick Steiner yelled at her with derogatory language regarding her being transsexual, on transgendered, on on Friday, Shaw took to her Twitter account to note that she was at a WrestleCon autograph signing, and while she was walking to her table, someone was yelling at her saying she was a man and a piece of trash, filth, and more. Shaw said that she kept her head down and went to her table so as to not acknowledge the comments, and that later she decided to go see who was saying it, realizing that it was Rick Steiner and that he continued saying it. Shaw noted that she was commenting on it not for sympathy, but because she felt she had to stand up for herself and others who go through that sort of thing, particularly since Friday was International Transgender Day of Visibility. Shaw also noted that while many other wrestling legends there didn't get involved, her peers at Impact Wrestling stood up for her, and that Steiner had used a gay slur against one of them earlier in the day. So, Rick Steiner, you joining the shit list now? That's what it sounded like to me. Like that, I was kind of.
It's always one person that gotta just ruin it and just don't say nothing.
Doesn't he have a They got that. Do they have a Legends contract with WWE right now?
I think so. Yeah, they do.
Yeah. So let's see how much of a fucking being a star that they're gonna do with that bullshit there. Let's see how much they handle this. Man, listen.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work out. I didn't even think of that. That is true.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, Giselle Shaw is someone that we've watched on Blood Impact coming to their own as a great talent on the show. Which when she first debuted, like I really didn't care for her character, but she like a year later, she's like one of the best characters on the show. So, and it doesn't cost you anything to fucking be nice to people and mind your business. Like,
or shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, none of that is necessary. It is just, no, it is so necessary.
The simplest thing you could do is shut the fuck up, and the worst thing you could do is open your mouth and prove that you should have shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
Like the whole foot was in his mouth. I mean, the whole thing. Yeah, just down.
I just don't understand it. Like that was so disappointing to find out, because we last year at WrestleMania weekend we were celebrating Rick Steiner and the Steiner brothers for that to all happen. So sad, very sad. In other sad news regarding Impact Wrestling, though, the next week's episode of Impact Wrestling will see Josh Alexander give up the Impact World Championship. It was announced on Thursday's show that Alexander will give up the title after he was injured and had to undergo surgery to fix a torn tricep. We didn't get your comments on it last week, Ness, since you weren't with us. How did you feel about learning the news of Josh Alexander having to relinquish the title and being injured?
Man, it's heartbreaking, honestly, because another guy that we've seen have a tremendous run on Impact. He had great matches with like damn near pretty much everybody he was in the ring with, and for it to come at this, like to come to a halt in this way, it sucks, you know. And then like now he's gonna just be out of action for however long. But the good thing is, in my opinion, hopefully they go this angle, you know, when he's ready to come back, whoever's Impact World Champion at the time, you can just put him right back in that top program. Like, look, I never officially lost the title. And you have another banger. Whoever, I'm hoping it's Macklin. That's a whole nother conversation. But, like, 'cause that's another storyline that's been going on, too. So that halts a little bit for Macklin as well. Like, it's a lot of stuff that was just going on at the moment, which, you know, it hurts a couple individuals, not even just Josh alone, but I hope he has a speedy recovery and can get back into the ring as soon as possible.
Yeah, I hope so, because he's one of the most underrated, one of the best wrestlers in the world, for sure. Much underrated. And I appreciate everyone in the chat, you know, showing love to Giselle Shaw. You got our support here, Giselle, with Tru Heel Heat. You're one of the people I definitely want to interview from Impact Wrestling. So I hope we get the chance to chat one day. But you definitely got our support dealing with that type of shit. And I mean, I don't want fans to go in on like Braun Breaker, because you can't control how your father thinks. But hopefully he doesn't, you know, repeat the cycle, basically.
Yeah.
Sure. That one. But let's talk about some fun stuff. GCW The Collective has been going on since Thursday, and boy, oh boy, has it been some fun shows. I'll run through a bunch, all these shows that we're going to mention here. Joey Janela's Spring Break 7 was last night, and it featured the main event of Kota Ibushi defeating Joey Janela in what was an absolute war. Joey Janela Crimson Mass at the end, and Joey Janela cut one of the best promos of his whole career, talking about a few years ago he was depressed with himself, he felt complacent, he even talked about having to see the woman that he once loved with a new person, talking about Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford, but he said he loves both of them, but he was just in a very dark place. And he even thanked Tony Khan and AEW for everything that they did for him, but he just wasn't happy in that situation, so he feels liberated being here and being able to do his own show. And then talked about Kota Ibushi leaving the big contract at New Japan, and instead of going to WWE or AEW, he came to GCW. It was such an emotional promo. Got to give it up to Joey Janela for that one. In one of the bigger matches on the show, the East-West Express, 17-year-old Nick Wayne and 23-year-old Jordan Oliver became the new GCW World Tag Team Champions by defeating the Motor City Machine Guns in an all-action tornado tag team matchup. Blake Christian won the Grab the Blast Ring DLC matchup to earn a shot at any title he wants in GCW. Maki Death Kill, my new favorite tag team, Maki Ito and Nick Gage defeated Bussy, Krssi Luv's favorite tag team.
I'm gonna have to stop picking Pussy because I keep losing, son. Like they is not their track record.
I was gonna pick Maki Death Kill, and I'm like, you know what? Nah, let me pick.
Me too. I was like, nah, they're not gonna do that to Bussy. Like Bussy been losing out here.
Everything that Sid said so far, I got wrong.
Always go with Maki Death Kill. Come on, the fucking cutest in the world. Oh, that's the girl that be
singing on the song. Oh, yes. Come on, damn
it! The fucking cutest in the world, and the man Nick Gage. Post-match, Matt Cardona and Steph DeLander attacked Maki Ito and Nick Gage, which led to Masha Slamovich defending the GCW World Championship against SDL, getting the victory in that one. And he also had one of the best matches of the entire weekend, as El Hijo del Vikingo defeated Speedball Mike Bailey in an absolute tremendous encounter. Not 5 stars, but definitely high 4.5. No, because Romeo's like, oh, he had 2 5-star matches in a few hours. Now he had a couple of botches in this one. He was a little tired from the previous match, so I'll give him credit for that.
I'm sure he did it all in one day.
Exactly. So it's not anything off his back to have a 5-star match and a 4 3/4 or 4.5-star match in one day. That's still the same thing. But rounded off. GCW also had their Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 9 show on Thursday, which had another one of the best matches of the weekend, with Kota Ibushi beating Speedball Mike Bailey in an absolute intense and fabulous 7-minute fight you will ever see. You also had Jon Moxley defeating Alex Coughlin in a brilliant strength versus submission fight. Timothy Thatcher pulled off the upset over Josh Barnett to give Barnett his first loss at his own event. So really great stuff all around with that one.
So we didn't fight with a ring. We just had the mat, basically.
Yeah, just the mat, no ropes with Bloodsport. It's just fight and wrestle and strikes all day. All day. GCW also had their For the Culture show, which is all Black performers, with our good friend Darius Carter getting the win in the opening Scarecrow match. Absolutely. Good friend of the channel, Darius Carter getting the win. You also had Brian Keefe defeated Tuco Scorpio. Myron Reed beat Man Like Darius.
What is Scorpio doing out here?
Uncle Scorpio. Myron Reed beat Man Like Darius and
Kevin
that's
the guy that was in the intro. I was wondering who that was. Okay.
Had to play him since he got a win this weekend to retain the Black Wrestling Matters title, and Trish Adora defeated Calvin Tankman to retain the Pan-African Diaspora Championship. But we have to talk about the star of WrestleMania weekend, Yoshihiko, because GCW versus DDT had Yoshihiko, a blow-up doll, main event on the GCW versus DDT show against Cole Radrick, he or they, I don't know if they're what their pronouns are. They lost to Cole Radrick, but somehow won back their DDT Iron Man Championship. The East West Express defeated the Moonlight Express in a very good tag team dream match. You have Yoki Ueno defeated Joey Janela in a terrific encounter. Boosie had
Another one. Joey Janela I don't. Wait,
this
what is
is how,
happening right now?
This is how the
Wait.
Bussy. This is how Bussy versus
Who is the big person on the rope?
That's the pheromones. That's one half of the pheromones. They wear thongs, basically. That's all you need to see. I don't need to even talk about this match. DDT Goes Hollywood was also.
I have so many questions. I have so many questions. Oh my god.
DDT Goes Hollywood. So Yoshihiko once again steal the show in the opener when they teamed with Chris Brooks in a loss to 37 Kamina. Yoshihiko then beat their own partner to win back their DDT Iron Man Championship. Eddie Kingston and Jun Akiyama beat Dasaki Yayumo. And then you also had Konosuke Takeshita defeating Yoka Ino in a superb main event, one of the best matches of the weekend as well. WrestleCon was this weekend, starting on Thursday with the March Hitchcock Memorial Super Show. You had El Hijo del Vikingo get another win there as he's
been winning all weekend.
He's the MVP so far for me of the weekend. He beat Commander and Taurus in a wild three-way matchup to retain the AAA Mega Championship. And you also had the United Empire's Jeff Cobb and Aussie Open beat Time Machine of Kushida and Motor City Machine Guns. You had Tokyo Joshi Pro live in Los Angeles yesterday with the magical Sugar Rabbits of Yuka Sakazaki and Princess champion Mizuki defeat 1 to a million Maki Ito and Mayu Yamashita to win the Princess Champion Tag Team Championships, and Rika Tatsumi beat Billy Starks to retain the Princess International Championship. And then the final show that we missed was ROH TV on Honor Club, which had an amazing high-flying bout with Vikingo defeating Blake Christian. That was just high-flying excellence once again from Vikingo. You had Athena beat Emi Sakura in a hard-hitting bout to retain the ROH Women's World Championship. Post-match, Athena tried to injure Sakura until Yuka Sakazaki made the save and brawled with the ROH Women's World Champion. And Eddie Kingston defeated Christopher Daniels in a good bout. Post-match, Claudio came out to confront Kingston, who called out Claudio for not doing business and signing with WWE and dressing like a fucking clown. He said fucking clown on TV. Yes, he did. And he said that in a profanity-laced promo, as only Uncle Eddie can. But that was all that we missed. So much from this week because it was WrestleMania, the start of WrestleMania week. We got previews and predictions to do for NXT Stand and Deliver as well as WrestleMania, but I want to highlight some comments. Frantic World asking me, what is this SP3?
We'd all like to know. Someone said a human centipede.
Yes, it was. It was a 10-person human centipede. Yes, 10-person human centipede.
That's very interesting. Okay.
We got you, my boy Blue, saying we're getting demonetized. I just want to note that I did not put that in the notes, so I don't even know why our producer put that in the back end. So that's not on me. That's on our producer.
Which one?
We got you, my boy Blue, who says, damn, this show was packed. There was so many shows.
Yeah.
We got you, my boy Blue, said, yo, Mike Bailey is going for the Iron Man award. He had that last year. I think it's between him and Vikingo for who had the biggest show, the MVP so far of WrestleMania week. CM mentioning from For the Culture, West Coast versus the World was a banger too. That was a really good matchup. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, there was a lot of great stuff from this week, from WrestleMania week, GCW The Collective, WrestleCon. So it brings us to our match of the week portion. Like I said, gotta come up with 5. I gotta go to my notes, my star rating notes to figure out who's gonna be in my 5.
Who gets what?
I did my star rating, most of my star ratings for this weekend. So I'll start from here and then I'll work my way up. I'm gonna go with at number 5. This is tough. I'll go with Claudio Castagnoli versus Eddie Kingston from ROH Supercard of Honor. I really enjoyed the hell out of that one. I will give an honorable mention to Ibushi versus Speedball and Ibushi versus Janela from GCW events this weekend. Those were all great, but there's only so much. You know what? I'll give number 4 to Kota Ibushi versus Speedball Mike Bailey from Bloodsport 9. That was fantastic.
Okay.
Number 3, I'm gonna go with the Reach for the Sky ladder match. That was just an awesome matchup. Only really messed up by that injury to Dante Martin. Number 2, I'm gonna go with Vikingo versus Speedball Mike Bailey from Joey Janela's Spring Break 7. Just a great matchup with the 2 MVPs of the weekend so far. And then number 1, Vikingo versus Commander from ROH Supercard of Honor.
Oh.
Spoiler alert, I gave that one 5 stars. That's a 5-star match. Because Vikingo's got 2 5-star matches. He's tied with Kenny Omega now for the most 5-star matches. Krssi Luv, what's your 5 for the week?
Okay, so I mean, I didn't see everything, so I'm gonna have to just go. 5, I'll give Becky Io. 4, I'll give to Athena and I don't know the other girl name. I saw the clips online this morning. So that would be number 4. Number 3 would be Cody and Solo. 2 would be Damn, what can I give 2 to? Damn it. I'm trying to think. I know what my number 1 is. I'm trying to think what 2 is. I had it down. I should have wrote it down. Fuck it. Give it to Cole and
Garcia,
and then Omega and Juice.
Omega and Cobb, you mean?
Yeah,
Jeff
Cobb. That one. I know. Damn it, Jeff Cobb. That's what. Not Juice Robinson. It was Jeff Cobb. Fuck. They mix me up. You know. You know what I meant, guys. I'm sorry.
Ness, what's your 5 for the week?
I'm not even gonna lie to you. The only thing I saw live was Raw and NXT, and I'm not about to say any of those matches were the top matches for me this week. So I want to watch everything that we've seen, like you guys were talking about, as far as the GCW shows, the Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor. I want to watch those shows, and then maybe next week I'll come in the chat and be like, "Hey, this is from last week. Here they are right now." You can't
do that, friend.
I'm gonna make a note of that. I'm gonna throw that in the chat next week.
I mean,
because come on, man. You guys got these great lists and all these great shows.
I mean, mine wasn't great. I didn't even watch it. I didn't watch all the good shows that he watched.
You've seen more than just Raw and NXT. I'm not putting anything from NXT on that list. First of all, like I'll just say that
the final 3 minutes of the Battle Royal with Axiom and
that. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I'll definitely say that because that was a banger. And I don't want to put like the 8-man tag from Monday Night Raw. Cody and Sokola. I'll throw it up there. I'll just throw that one. That's my match of the week so far. I missed Dynamite Live, even though I know that fucking Omega and Jeff Cobb. So I'll do that. Omega and Jeff Cobb is 1. Cody and Solo is 2. And I'll just keep it at the 2 for right now.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough.
But you could have given us just 3. That's fair,
That's fair.
Or
See,
my
we
last
can take
one.
Alan Bakey giving us 6 and stuff, so yeah, it's fine.
Oh, shit.
Thanks, Alan. He just couldn't give an honorable mention. He had to give a 6 person.
Yeah, gotta give 6.
No honorable mention. No, it's just 6.
And they think this is Josh saying, to Ness's defense, he fell asleep on Monday again.
Again, exactly.
Listen, you got kids, you got work. It's hot out here.
But no, I was actually out of work pretty early on Monday, so I can't even use that as an excuse. But it was just Monday Night Raw.
Friend,
it's Monday Night Raw. I'm gonna be honest.
It puts people to sleep. It's fine.
It was just Monday Night Raw.
It's fine. Fine.
The
We got
commentary from the shout out to the good bros of the Smart Life, not
Smart Psychology
podcast. The good brothers that joined us for the Raw watch along. That was
that's what they're from. Nice.
Yeah, that was more fun than actually watching Raw. So yeah,
that's good.
Let's do our preview and predictions. We got starting in less than 20 minutes.
Yeah,
less than 20 minutes. We got stand and deliver. So we're gonna make this rapid. We're gonna make this rapid fire here. We got unsanctioned matchup for stand and deliver. We'll start with here, I guess. Winner gets Chase U. You got Chase U represented by Andre Chase, Thea Hale, Duke Hudson, and Tyler Bate versus the Schism. Winner gets the University. Who you got, Ness?
Unfortunately, I got Schism. I don't know why I got Schism, but I got
Schism is definitely taking the University over, unfortunately, because the other guy, he doesn't even want to be in the damn University. It's only the girl who's equally and very annoying, and the guy that's the. You
don't like Tia Hale?
She's so annoying.
Very over the top. She's
over the top.
Yeah,
but I guess that's the gimmick.
That's potential. I just see the potential. But now, I get it.
Just bring it down. Like Marina be like running in her system, son. Like it just be going.
We're unanimous there. I'm going with the Schism as well. Unsanctioned match. Johnny Gargano goes one-on-one with Grayson Waller. Of course, Johnny was attacked by Grayson upon his leaving NXT a year and a half ago. He's come back. He's got attacked by Grayson in front of his kid. I'm going with Johnny. You got to get revenge for Quill. Krssi?
Yeah, go with Johnny. Quill definitely needs
Ness, who you got?
Yeah, unanimous. And actually, I just want to make a point I watched the preview that you guys did on Stand and Deliver, and it being unsanctioned. I feel as though I agree with you in the sense that it's unsanctioned, so the loss doesn't count against Grayson Waller. That makes the most sense.
NXT
tag. That's what that shit meant? Okay, fine.
Yeah, it means it doesn't count. NXT Tag Team Championships on the line in a 3-way. Gallus will defend against the Creed brothers and Tony D'Angelo and Stax. I think you keep it on Gallus here since they just won the titles. Who you got?
I don't like none of these guys.
Who you got next?
I'm picking the Creed, but I kind of see that Gallus retains, unfortunately. But I would like the Creeds to win.
Krssi?
I guess I'll pick Gallus.
NXT Women's Tag Team titles on the line as the tale of the Virgin continues. Kiana James.
I hope these chicks lose.
Kiana James and Fallon Henley versus Isla Dawn and Alba Fire. I'm going with Donna Fire. Who you got?
Donna Fire, friend.
That's
Donna Fire.
I
love them.
Like
Donna Fire. Put that shit on a t-shirt, yo.
I like that. Yeah, Donna Fire.
I love them. Ever since they put Alba Fire with her, I think Alba Fire has been even more like she's better with her than as a singles competitor. I feel like I wasn't even on board, but these two right here, they are golden heat. I mean, give the heat. I love them.
This is true.
They're both two makeshift tag teams.
That's all their tag team division is.
That's all
their tag team division is. I mean, NXT North American Championship. This right here might steal the whole weekend, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be Wesley defending against Dragon Lee, Axiom, JD McDonough, and Ilya Dragunov. Who you got, Ness?
I'm going to go with Axiom. I think this whole chase that he's been doing should hopefully pay off tonight, but we'll see.
Who you got, Krssi?
How long homeboy had this belt now?
He's had it since October.
Oh yeah, it's time to give Axiom then. Yeah,
I'm going with JD McDonough. You got to.
Matter of fact, I was gonna say either Axiom or JD McDonough. I wouldn't be mad at either one of them.
JD McDonough so much, and he's been fucking losing. So I'm like, no, I'm not.
Oh, you just like you tired of losing.
I'm throwing my phone.
Apparently, NXT is doing a pre-show, so Chase U and Schism's on right now. Someone tell us in the chat.
Oh my god, are you kidding me right now?
NXT Women's Championship ladder match.
All right, Romeo, you can send a card out because then
you got Roxanne Perez versus Zoe Stark versus Gigi Dolan versus Tiffany Stratton versus Lyra Valkyria versus Indy Hartwell. I'm going with Tiffany Stratton. Who you got?
Yes. Tiffany Epiphany.
It's Tiffany for sure. Tiffany.
And finally, Braun Breaker will go one-on-one with Carmelo Hayes for the NXT Championship.
If Carmelo Hayes does not win this thing right here, throw the whole show in the garbage. Throw it in the garbage. Out of here. He better win. Better.
Ness, who you
can't
got?
Catch no fucking L's no more. Like,
Melo don't miss.
Stop disrespecting this boy. Stop.
I'm going with Melo as well. Now we go to WrestleMania Night 1 tonight. It's going to be the opener, WWE United States Championship up for grabs. Austin Theory versus John Cena. I'm going to go with Cena now. I don't know. I just think I don't know how they would start the show with heel winning. So I'll go with Cena. Ness?
I'm going to go with Theory. I think it's not going to be a clean victory.
Right. I feel like it. Yeah. I want to say Theory as well too. I don't want him to win, but yeah, I just don't see Cena out here like defending that belt right now. He's busy. He's booked and busy.
Braun Breaker, Ricochet will face the Viking Raiders versus the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy in the WrestleMania.
Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman, excuse me. See, Braun Strowman and Ricochet. You can see how much I care about this. I'm going with the Viking Raiders. Ness?
Yeah, I picked Viking Raiders. They seem like they need this the most out of everybody here.
Krssi?
Alpha.
Seth Rollins will go one-on-one with Logan Paul. This might be one of the better matches on WrestleMania, but I'll go with Seth Rollins. Who you got, Krssi?
Seth freaking Rollins. He better win.
It's Logan Paul's birthday, right?
Yeah.
Seth Rollins. He's not birthday. That's how WWE books. Either your hometown or your birthday. You ain't winning.
They don't give a fuck.
Father versus son. It's Rey versus Dominic Mysterio. I'm going with Rey to get the win, actually. Krssi?
Really, Rey? Wow, okay. I'm gonna go Dom.
I'm going with Dom too, but I'm going with Dom. Rey doesn't need it, and I feel like he wants to put his son over, but I would be mad if he wins.
If he wins, right. Exactly. I agree with you, Ness. Absolutely. Totally.
Becky Lynch, Trish Stratus, and Lita will face Damage Control. I'm going to go with Damage Control to finally get a damn win. This is a Ness.
It has to happen. All the months I've been fucking picking Damage Control, and the only thing that has taken any damage is my listening in the prediction polls because they've been fucking losing.
They keep losing.
Tonight it has to happen.
You think the Heels will win?
Finally.
Well, they're not going to win the title, so they're going to. No. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. What you got? Come on, rapid fire.
I'm going with Becky and them. I'm going Becky, Lita, Trish.
SmackDown Women's Championship, Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. Rhea's got to win.
Rhea has to win. Rhea definitely has to win.
There. And undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. Hopefully, the main event is the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Give me Stenerico hitting the J Driller for the win. Ness, who you got?
So I know you wasn't a fan of this name. Shout out to Sat E. The Wild Sam Owens. I love it. I love it. I'm going with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Oh, Krssi.
I'm going Bloodline. I don't care.
She don't care. Then we got night 2. You got Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Natalya and Shotzi versus Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green. I'm going with Ronda and Shayna. Krssi?
Ronda, Shayna.
Ness?
Unanimous.
Brock Lesnar will go one-on-one with Omos. Brock's gonna F5 a large man. Ness?
That's obvious. This is Brock.
Krssi?
Brock.
Hell in a Cell is gonna be Edge going one-on-one with the Demon Finn Balor. The Demon Finn Balor has to win.
Yeah, definitely.
Demon Finn Balor better win. Like he better win. The Demon is not out here to be losing.
Intercontinental Championship up for grabs, triple threat match. Gunther defends against Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. Give me Gunther, longest reigning Intercontinental Champion.
Gunther.
Ness?
I'm gonna go with Sheamus. I felt like back at Clash of the Castle, like that that fucking banger they put on last year. The fanfare behind that, the people felt like they wanted him to win as well. So maybe he gets his WrestleMania moment here.
Oh, because he's never won this belt. He's won everything else but this.
Yeah.
Well, why does he have to win every belt? I don't understand. I don't understand that argument at all.
He's not going to be a Grand Slam champion.
Right. Like why does everybody have to be a Grand Slam champion? It dilutes the whole value of that. Why everybody gets to get it. Raw Women's Championship up for grabs. Bianca Belair defends against Asuka. I'm going with Bianca here.
I'm going Bianca.
Yeah, Bianca.
Unanimous.
I'm sorry, Asuka will have to take this L, unfortunately, but sorry.
And then finally, undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Roman Reigns will defend against Cody Devontae Rhodes. Cody's going to save racism once again and win it for the culture. Oh, you whippy. Krssi, who you got?
Roman.
I respect it. Roman 1,000. Roman 1,000. Ness, who you got?
Wouldn't be mad at that, but he got to finish the story. He might not want to see it happen, but gotta finish the story. Going with Cody.
Gotta finish the story. Whoopee.
Woo, like the person that was handed everything to him since he's been back. Yay.
Yay.
AJ Styles didn't get this type of treatment.
I mean, he kind of did. But yes, that
did he though? Like, I don't know.
He won it very quick. He won it 6 months in. But yes, that brings us to a close on our preview and predictions for Stand and Deliver WrestleMania 39 nights 1 and 2. Our watch along for Stand and Deliver is about to start in about 7 minutes. So join us here live. Stay locked here. Romeo and the gang will be here for the start of the main show for NXT Stand and Deliver. And then tonight we got 8 p.m. Eastern time, WrestleMania 39 watch along. Ness, thank you so much for joining us. Let the people know where they can follow you on social media, good brother.
You guys can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, skinny__Kravitz, right here on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel. I'm not going to list all the shows because we got to get out of here.
Yeah. And congrats to you guys on 100.
Yes.
Yes.
Congratulations, guys.
These guys watch what many people agree is the worst show in WWE every single week, and they make it entertaining for you. So go out of your way to watch NX3 every Tuesday, even if you're not watching NXT. Let them watch it for you. That's what I say. Yep. Follow the game. Krssi, let the people know where they can follow you, sis.
We had our episode of Servant Fates Hill drop yesterday, so I hope you go and watch it. Please like it. We had to record it, so please love it and like it. Thanks a bunch. Stephanie is enjoying LA. She's out there with all the peeps. Other than that, you can follow me on IG, Twitter, Facebook. IG is listed for you on the screen. Twitter is Tru Heel Krssi Luv, and I will be on watch-alongs this weekend. So yes, Tru Heel family gets first dibs. Everybody else has to wait. Thanks. Bye.
I agree with that. But yes, you can follow me on this Twitter machine at Tru Heel SP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Tru Heel Heat. Patreon.com/Tru Heel Heat. $3 a month. Our prediction championship is going on. It ends the season 3 after WrestleMania Night 2 tomorrow. So stay locked over there for this $3 a month. You get exclusive content plus the prediction championship. Like Krssi said, check out Servant Facing Heels number 22 from yesterday that dropped. Check out our WrestleMania 39 preview, our NXT Stand and Deliver preview. Check out tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time, WrestleMania 39 Night 1 watch along with Romeo and the gang. He'll be doing Romeo Mania over on his channel for Romeo Anthony Cologne and on twitch.tv/Tru Heel Heat Gaming in between this and the start of our NXT Stand and Deliver watch along starting in just 5 minutes. So stay locked here on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel. We appreciate all of y'all joining us for a very early edition of the Tru Heel Heat flagship podcast. For Ness, for Krssi Luv, it is me, your Tru Heel Phenom, SP3. This has been Tru Heel Heat 219. Roads of Reigns stops here. We are signing off until next time. Peace, y'all. Later. Enjoy WrestleMania Saturday.
Yeah.